Welcome back. Scott Langford, Robert Lovell here from St. George as we bring you the 2A championship matchup between the Beavers and the San Juan Broncos. This is the Snow College pregame, and did you know that Snow College is ranked the safest campus in Utah? And also, if you're looking to start your education and you're a little bit worried about that adjustment from high school to college, Snow College is the place to start. Check it out at snow.edu. We appreciate them sponsoring our pregames. Robert, as we take a little closer look at these two teams, you know, it's really the high-powered San Juan offense. That team, if you look at our stats, that team averages over 500 yards per game this season.
Incredible. I mean, that is an incredible number, especially for high school football, where, of course, we're used to more of the ground attack, which lends to less yards. But we know they like to air it out, but they are very good at airing it out.
They are very good at airing out.
And then, that run side.
And then the scary stuff is the San Juan Broncos average 206 yards per game on the ground, 300 through the air. And so
incredible balance.
That is incredible balance. 40%, 60%. So it makes them extremely dangerous. So 510 yards on the season. The Beavers, rushing yards 258 and passing yards 104. And honestly, it's the end of the season that's kind of bringing those passing yards up as they've become a little bit more balanced as the season progressed.
Yeah, and I think that's been a benefit to their offense to be able to start being able to throw the ball downfield a little bit more and use the passing game to their advantage. And it's making defenses have to respect the passing game, which opens up the running game even more.
Yeah, absolutely. So 362 yards on the season per contest for the Beavers. Individual leaders for these two teams. First of all, well, we're going to have a coin flip, and we appreciate Barrett and the gang from V6 Media as they bring you these shots. Here's your captains, and we'll see if Robert can catch the captains for us. For the Beavers, it's Aiden Bradshaw, Titan Fells, Jake Marshall, and Bentley Bradshaw.
And looks like for San Juan, we've got Colin Baker at Jersey at Nieves, and did I say that right?
You did,
Scott?
You did. We're going to cover that here in a minute.
And then some of those numbers run together. I think it's Easton Langston down there.
Okay.
No, not 54, 64.
Yep,
so that 64. Would be Callan Burke. Oh, Callan Burke, great football player for the San Juan Broncos. And then also down there is
number 70.
70, not 73. Houston Ketchum.
So those are your captains for today's game. They do the coin flip as we look at the leaders. So for the Beavers, Titan Fells, the senior quarterback, has 1,218 passing yards on the season to go with 250 rushing yards. And then on the rushing, it's really running backs for the Beavers. Aiden Bradshaw leading the Beavers with 870 yards, with averaging almost 72 a game. You know, tell me about the coin flip.
And the Beavers will elect to receive, so they will receive and be going from the north end zone left to right across your radio dial, TV and computer screen, and San Juan will be going right to left.
So a lot of fun coming up with those two. So Beavers, they usually defer to the second half, so this time they won the toss and said we'll take it first.
Ready to go score.
That's exactly right. So on the receiving side, Bentley Bradshaw leads the Beavers with 11 yards per catch. He's got 156 yards on the season. Bodie Wheatley also 260 yards on the season. He's the yardage leader with 9 catches. He averages 24 yards a catch. So that's your Beavers offense. There's other running backs and receivers that you'll see as well. On the San Juan side, the junior quarterback Parker Snyder leads the classification. 3,563 passing yards on the season. Unbelievable.
Wow. And he's a great quarterback. And so many teams have talked about his ability to get the ball out of his hands and to the right receiver so quickly.
Okay, we'll come back to the San Juan starters. Right now it's time for the Star Spangled Banner. And I did want to give a shout out to all the veterans and those serving the armed forces. It is Veterans Day. And just want to give everybody a shout out. We appreciate your service, past and present, and even future. It's such a noble thing. We're going to pause and listen in while we present the Star Spangled Banner, and I believe it'll be, if we're able to see someone, we'll be able to play that for you to hear it live on air.
Yeah, they'll wait till the ROTC brings the colors out to midfield.
Yeah, I just don't see anybody standing out getting ready, do you? So good crowds from both teams. San Juan side loaded up, the Beavers side loaded up. These towns love their football.
Yes, they do. Again, two great traditions and great football programs.
Yeah, between these two, you know, you've got 13 championships, 20 championships between these two teams.
Oh, they're doing the band. It looks like San Juan band will be playing the national
anthem.
Okay,
San Juan band. We can't hear that, so we're going to go ahead and take a short break. We'll leave the video on if we can, and we'll be back.
We do have to.
Oh, we can't hear it, so we'll go ahead and pause. Great job by the San Juan High School band, and we're glad we were able to bring that to you. And how about the camera shot by Elliot down there, or others, and all the people that help make this broadcast possible. It's an amazing thing. You know, I've watched a lot of junior college game on ESPN Plus, and I think that between Centricom and V6 Media ETV, I think this is a quality broadcast, Robert.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and appreciate all them being involved in the process. Mid-Utah Radio for the pieces they bring. Just a lot of great companies working together to bring you the best broadcast that we can bring you.
Yeah, so we're happy to have you along. We'd like to say hello to everyone watching from San Juan, Beaver areas, as well as anywhere else watching on this broadcast. Back to our players. For the San Juan Broncos, we talked about the quarterback, the junior quarterback, Parker Snyder. He adds almost 700 yards rushing, by the way, so he's a dual threat quarterback. And then for the Broncos, it is the running back, the junior Zach Conway, 1,400 yards. He also leads the classifications, and pretty amazing. And he's also got 123. He averages 123 yards per game on the ground, easily first in 2A. Garrett Young is also the leading receiver for the Broncos, 871, but not far behind him is Jersey Nieves. Now, I want to talk about Jersey real quick, Robert. I received a lot of texts from my friends from Blanding who said, hey, it's Neves.
Yeah.
But before the game, just to check, I went down and talked to number 2, Jersey Nieves, and I said, hey, and he laughed. He said, yeah, I heard a lot of people texted you, and I said, yeah, they did. And he said, Nieves. So it is Jersey Nieves who will be out there. I think we'll see him right off the bat. So.
And after Coach Christensen in the pregame interview said Neves, afterward I said, so he told Scott it was Nieves. And he says, yeah, they like to say it's Nieves, but everyone calls him Neves.
That is completely true. But for today, he is Jersey Nieves. On the defense side of the ball for these two teams, leaders Cutler Matheson for the Beavers. Jake Marshall, Gage Radden, Tate Gill, and Aiden Bradshaw lead the way on the tackles. For the Broncos, Trace Bennett. Far and ahead, the leading tackler for the Broncos, Jake Ivins, Brad Duke, Garrett Young, and Jersey Nieves. State leaders, you've got your number 1 quarterback, number 1 rushing back, number 1 receiver, and on the Beaver side of the ball, you've got the number 2 in tackles, number 5 quarterback in yards through the air, and the third leading rushing back in Aiden Bradshaw. We're ready to kick off. This is the South Creek Shell kickoff. The ball falls off, gives me a second to take a breath, and appreciate South Creek Shell. Also, real quick, Robert, the Beaver Family Dental keys to the game. Statman Dave watching from afar.
Yeah, appreciate him being on that as part of that broadcast. It's great to have those stats and help us out with this broadcast here today.
So here's the kickoff. South Creek Shell kickoff. We picked up by Bodie Wheatley at about the 8-yard line. He's got a big old lane. Bracks through the 40, across the 45. The Beavers start in great field position to start this championship matchup.
Yeah, great return, great blocking by the return team for the Beavers. Opened up a big hole. Wheatley really had the blocker in front of him and just outran him because he saw the seam, saw the hole open up, and he takes it out across the 45 right near midfield.
So, Robert, real quick, your Beaver Family Dental's keys to this game for the Beavers.
Yeah, keys to the game, obviously they've got to do what they do. They need to make sure they do what they need to do to establish the run game, and as Titanfels takes that initial snap.
And here's a handoff up to Wheatley. The ball's down on the ground, and the first mistake might be already happening. And it is the San Juan Broncos pick up the fumble by the Beavers.
Yeah, and talking about keys to the game, both teams, every game, both teams always talk about turnovers. You can't give the ball away, and so that's going to be a big key is how Beaver responds after turning that football over, and how does San Juan utilize this to their advantage. So those are going to be some keys. And then obviously we'll just go back to what the coaches said. For Beavers defense now on the field, they want to stop the run and then do what they need to do defensively to take care of the pass. But the first thing comes to stop Zach Conway.
So the first play of the game, a turnover for the Beavers. It was a reverse last week against South Summit, as South Summit with the turnover. Now it'll be San Juan with the first play of the game. It will be Snyder up the middle, and he'll push forward for about 6-7 yards on first down.
Yeah, nice run by Snyder. Again, we talked so much about his passing ability, but as you said, he runs very effectively as a dual-threat quarterback and picking up 7 yards there down to the 40.
No-huddle offense, spread offense for the San Juan Broncos. Junior quarterback, junior running back, Zach Conway. 3 receivers right, 1 left for San Juan. Snyder throws out, receiver screen on the right side, and it will be good for a first down. Our first down of the game goes to the San Juan Broncos.
I believe that was Colin Baker on the reception there for San Juan, and just did enough to get the first down, picked up the 3 yards he needed to get down to the 36.
Colin Baker spent much of the season on the IR with a broken collarbone, came back the game before the Beaver game, so he's been back about 4 weeks. Here's Snyder again with a pass out and complete on the sideline. Again, near first down yardage, maybe he has it. And if it's a first down, it'll be an Eagles Landing High Country Chevron first down. Appreciate Eagles Landing High Country Chevron.
Talking about Jersey Nieves there, he is making that his first catch of the game and getting some crucial yards after catch for the first down.
So 1st and 10. San Juan moving the ball. They have the ball at the 25. Handoff to ball's on the ground. Boy, Snyder got lucky to carry that one back. Aiden Bradshaw all over the quarterback.
Yeah, Bradshaw was right there ready to pick that ball up, but Snyder did a good job of being able to cover it back up after the fumble.
Yeah, that time a little miscommunication with the pulling of that ball with the fullback. Every once in a while you'll see that. So a break for the Broncos. Loss of 2, 2nd down and 12. Snyder's in the shotgun, 3 receivers left. They'll take a play from the sideline. Receiver at the top. Snyder looking left, has the ball away and complete. This one's going to be complete to Young. He was a star last week and a good gain on first down.
That's what San Juan is so good at, is finding those pockets in the zone and just turning around and making a catch and getting open and making that quick catch. That's why Snyder can get the ball out of his hands so quickly, because those receivers find those pockets in a hurry and just turn around and they're open.
Yeah, Matheson on the tackle for the Beavers. 3rd and short coming up. Here's Snyder. He goes ahead and looks like last effort will get a first down inside the 15.
Another nice run by Snyder. It looks like he could have gone down a little awkwardly there the way he got tackled, but does pop right back up after picking up that first down.
Yeah, he does get kind of high load, but both feet end up in the air, so it'll be first down and goal. 1st and 10 inside the 15. Snyder stays in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the right. Snyder will hand off to Conway right up the middle. Conway with a nice hole, keeps his feet, breaks a tackle, and continues to push the pile by himself. 3 Beavers in there with the help of 1 lineman. 9 yards on 1st and 10.
Yeah, just a great run by Conway. Again, he had that hole, but then Beaver after Beaver came hitting him, and he's able to just stay on his feet, keeps his legs moving to pick up those extra yardage and get to within a yard of the first down.
2nd and 1. Hand off to Conway again up the middle. He'll push forward inside the 5, down to the 1. It will be first down and goal at the 2.
Yeah, a little skip for a jump up ahead and gets him right down into the goal line.
So San Juan moving their way down. Again, this drive started after a Beaver fumble on the first play of the game. They started on the Beaver 47. Now find themselves with the 1st and goal at the 2. Snyder in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the right. Snyder will take it himself on the right side. He's in for the touchdown.
Yeah, just a really impressive drive. It wasn't a long drive because they got the ball right at midfield in Beaver territory. Only had to go 47 yards, but it was precision, and that's what you see often out of this San Juan offense.
Absolutely, and they made it look easy, going 47 yards in under 2 minutes. A little more than 2 minutes. And now on for the extra point will be Black for the Broncos. Snyder will hold, snap is back, kick is up, and low line drive kick through the uprights. It's San Juan 7, Beaver 0 on the Beaver Hospital scoreboard. We'll take a break and be back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, all powered by Centricom and V6 Media.
Edge Tire Pros in Nephi is the smart choice for a new set of tires for your pickup, work vehicle, or passenger car. The technicians at Edge Tire Pros provide trustworthy service on oil changes, brake work, and suspension accessories like lift kits, bed liners, and custom rims. Choose from a wide variety of tires, including Cooper, BF Goodrich, and Michelin, with a nationwide warranty on free flat tire repair, free rotation, and free road hazard. For a limited time, get the Edge Bronze oil change for just $19.99. Edge Tire Pros, across the street from Parks Home Furnishings on Main Street in Nephi.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10, V6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
First drive of the game for the San Juan Broncos. They score pay dirt in the Beaver Valley Chevron end zone. 7-0 our score as we get set for another kickoff, and an impressive drive, opening drive by the Broncos.
Yeah, 5 runs, 3 passes to go those 47 yards.
Here's the Beavers' Bentley Bradshaw. Will take it at the 11-yard line. He'll go to his left. He's got a wall of San Juan blockers. He turns and tries to find some space. Nothing there as San Juan was all over that return.
Yeah, it's so hard when you're trying to run a wall to one side of the field or the other, like Beaver wanted to run that wall to that left side, and the kick comes all the way to this side. It takes you've got to run 40 yards before you have blockers in place, and San Juan, as a result, easily able to stop it.
So the Beavers starting a hole at the 13-yard line. Again, on the first possession, first play of the game. There was a fumble. San Juan recovers. Now the Beavers find themselves down 7-0 with 9 minutes left in this first quarter. Here's the first handoff. This one on the left side. Not much there. It's Aiden Bradshaw. He bounces out but can't get his feet. There'll be a loss of 2.
Yeah, just ran into a pile, came backward, and ends up losing 2 yards as a result of coming back from behind that pile and trying to bounce out to the outside.
So Beaver, a wing T offense, like to use some ball control. Yep, just ran into a pile and went around left side. Oh, it was a great tackle on the back by Conway as he took out the feet of Aiden Bradshaw. I thought he stumbled, but it was Conway there with the trip. Fells in the shotgun now. 2 receivers to the right for the Beavers. Heavy on the right side now as Matheson and Bradshaw switch. Here's a handoff up the middle. It's going to be Wheatley. Wheatley ahead to about the 15, so it'll be 3rd and long coming up.
Yeah, about a 3.5-yard gain on the carry by Bodie Wheatley. I like teams when a player fumbles a football and has a fumble, you know he's hating it. I like him giving him an opportunity to get the ball right back and be able to show, okay, we still believe in you.
Right.
And that's what they do with Bodie Wheatley.
Yeah, nice tackle. Trace Bennett, the leading tackler for the Broncos, brings up a 3rd down and 9. And Robert, in this one, the Beavers don't love 3rd down and 9. They certainly are capable of converting, but not their chosen yardage.
Right. Any running offense would not prefer 3rd and 9.
Here's Fails in the shotgun. He's back to pass, rolling right. Good protection, and the pass is away. Tries to hit Gale in coverage. Good coverage by San Juan, though.
It looked like you might have almost short-armed that pass, just kind of pulled up on it early instead of really following through with the pass like you'd normally see Titan do. And as a result, it falls well short.
So now Beavers will bring in Bodie Wheatley in the punt formation. Let's take a look at the replay. Fells goes over. And you're right, just kind of shorts down. The pass wasn't really open. Good coverage by San Juan.
And maybe that's what it was. He was trying to maybe stop it.
The snap is low and it's going to take a bounce, and great field position for San Juan. That one goes out inside the 40-yard line.
Yeah, so far everything's going the way of the Broncos at this point, as a fumble by Beaver on their opening drive, and then a not a very good punt on their next drive, giving San Juan just 39 yards to go for an opportunity to take a 2-score lead.
So the punt snap came back, landed at the foot of the punter, and that throws off that timing.
Yes,
Timing is critical for punters. So San Juan in prime position at the 39-yard line. They'll have a 1st down and 10. They lead 7-0, 7:38 left on the Beaver Valley Hospital scoreboard. Appreciate Beaver Valley Hospital. Local control, quality care, reasonable prices. Snyder in the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Conway in the backfield. It's handoff to Conway up the middle. Big hole, he breaks through and will get 1st down and more as he continues going inside the red zone. Huge run for Zach Conway.
Yeah, great run by Conway. He hits the hole so hard and so fast, and then just runs through defenders downfield, able to pick up a big 1st down.
Yeah, great blocking as all the Beaver defenders were engaged downfield by the line. 1st and 10, ball at the 21. And it's going to be Conway around the right side trying to get the edge, and he's going to get it inside the 10, and it'll be 2nd and short for San Juan.
Good tackle there by Gage Radden, but it's not again until he's at 8 or 9 yards downfield.
Yeah, you can see Conway did a really nice job of running to the side, just outran the pursuers, and he had the angle. 1st and goal for San Juan. They already lead 7-0.
2nd and 2.
Oh, 2nd and 2, sorry. 2nd and 2 coming up. Here's Snyder in the shotgun. He takes a quick pass over the middle, up in the air, and no good. And through the hands of, I think, Colin
Baker.
Was it Colin Baker?
Yes, it was. It looked like the umpire was thinking about catching that one for a second as the ball got tipped toward him.
You can see there was a lot of speed on that ball. Up it goes, and he made a good attempt to try to catch his own tip. So it'll be 3rd down and 2. Again, ball spotted at the 8-yard line.
1st incomplete pass of the day for Snyder.
Snyder's alone, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. There's Snyder, hand is off to Conway. He breaks into the end zone. Touchdown, Zach Snyder.
Yeah. Conway just a violent,
Conway.
but a violent runner right there as he hits the hole hard, and then when defenders are in place to try to make a tackle, he is going to go through them, and they are not going to stop him.
Well, you saw in the replay right here, you'll see Conway makes one adjustment and then cuts to the left, and then absolutely he gets the yardage after the hit, and he goes in for the touchdown. So San Juan, 2 scores now on the Beavers, and here's the extra point coming. Kick is down, and it is up and good. 14-0 San Juan when we come back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, of course, is powered by Centricom and V6 Media.
Love cheese? We do too. If you are ready to take on the responsibility and opportunity that comes with being an employee owner, Great Lakes Cheese in Fillmore is ready for you. Grow with the largest natural cheese packager in the nation. Full-time positions available for every shift. Apply online at greatlakescheese.com. Again, that's greatlakescheese.com. Great Lakes Cheese in Fillmore is honored to support this high school sports broadcast.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10, B6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back, Scott Langford, Robert Level, and of course the San Juan Broncos 14-0 over the Beavers on the Beaver Valley Hospital scoreboard. And this is exactly how San Juan wanted to start this game. And if you're a San Juan fan, this is a good sign.
Yeah, you're feeling pretty good looking for that 8th state championship.
Exact same thing happened earlier when these teams met. Here's the kickoff. It's going to be a short kick. Going to be picked up at about, it will go out of bounds. Apparently Bradshaw, he waited till the last minute before he let that go out of bounds.
Yeah, it was one of those, for the kick return team, it's an awkward spot to have that ball land between your up guys and your deep guys. And then it took that sideways bounce, allowing Bradshaw to just let that go out of bounds instead of having to pick it up.
So Beaver will start on the 35-yard line. So in the first matchup down in Blanding, the Beavers spotted San Juan 14-0 as well, and then spent the rest of the game trying to catch up. The same thing will have to happen this afternoon in this championship matchup. And it's a big hole against a team like San Juan. Titan Fells under center. Bradshaw with him in the backfield. And it'll be a pitch out left side. Going to go to number 4. Radden drops the ball. He'll dive on it, but another big mistake. Loss of about 11 on that one.
Yeah, that's usually in the option. If there's a fumble there, it's on the pitch. Quarterback gets hit. The pitch is off the mark as a result. But this time, the pitch was on the money. Radden had it, and just as he tried to tuck it into that left arm, it just flew out.
And he had a load of daylight on that left side. The play was going to go for some distance. Instead, the Beavers find themselves with 2nd down and 21. Fells back under center. He'll option on the left side. This time he pitches and holds. Probably a wise decision. Gain of about 4.
Yeah, San Juan had that covered very well. If he tried to pitch that one to Wheatley, they were there ready to bring him down, and not a lot of room for Titan Fells to run either. So San Juan covered that very well defensively.
Yeah, Colin Baker does a great job from that defensive end position and stopping that one. 3rd and long for the Beavers. Passing situation as they have a 3rd down and 18. Coming up.
And again, this is what Coach Marshall said. We can't have these types of situations.
Well, you've seen a fumble, and now, 2 fumbles.
Yeah.
One was recovered, the other one was lost. So Fells with the 3rd down and 18. In the shotgun, back to pass. Good protection. Pass is complete over the middle. Matheson will get back near the original line of scrimmage. It will be 4th and 11.
Nieves and Bennett able to bring Matheson down, but well short of the 1st down. So the punt team back on for the Beavers.
Yeah, Madison releases in the flat and really nobody open farther down. So it'll be 4th down again for the Beavers, and San Juan looks to establish good field position yet again. Wheatley, the sophomore punter for Beaver. Snap is back, good snap. Wheatley with better timing this time. The kick is up, and it will be fair caught by Jersey Nieves at the 31.
And Nieves was calling for the fair catch almost immediately, and realizing he wasn't real deep, and with a line drive type of punt, went ahead and just reeled that in to take it up the 30-yard line.
So this we saw this in the last game as Kanab got down to Leighton Christian, never could recover. This might be the most critical drive of the game. Down 2 scores, the Beavers will have to slow down this powerful Bronco offense.
Yeah, I know Coach Hutchings did a lot of work this week for Beaver to try to get ready defensively. Now's the time for that defense to really step up big for the Beavers.
So San Juan starts on their own 31-yard line. Snyder, he'll hand off around the right side to Conway. Conway trying to catch the edge, gets it, but not a lot there. Great pursuit that time by Beaver.
Yeah, Bodie Wheatley had a chance to get a tackle for at the line of scrimmage or even for loss maybe, and just the power of Conway able to go through with a stiff arm and pick up a yard or 2 as a result.
Yeah, Conway does a really great job. He is a very strong runner, and it's tough to bring him down. 2nd down and a long 8. Snyder in the shotgun. Back to pass, has a quick wide receiver screen. Guided with really good job to Garrett Young, and Gale had a chance at it. Young spins out of the tackle with a decent gain.
Yeah, that's one where if you're coaching Tate Gale, you say break down and get the sure tackle. Don't come through flying through for the big hit. Make the tackle instead, because Young spun the opposite direction Gale expected him to, and as a result, he did not make the tackle.
Yeah, tackled by Aiden Bradshaw and Cutler Matheson. So it's 3rd down and 4. Snyder will throw over to Conway. Conway in the backfield. This time a great tackle on that outside edge and a loss on the play. 4th down coming up.
Yeah, Luke Robinson read that play perfectly, came up and made the tackle at the legs. He had help if he wasn't able to pull him down, but made the play, and that was a big stop for the Beaver defense.
Well, you talked about the fact that this is the time. They have to get a stop, and they were able to do so. 4th down, and much like we see a lot, the quarterback, the punter, shallow for the punt. Snyder standing at about the 27. And a quick kick. Goes over to the right side. Stays away from the receivers. And the Beavers with decent field position as they hold on the defensive side.
Yeah, good job of Wheatley. Short kick. Didn't try to come up and make a play on a bouncing ball. Just let that one land. It didn't take any sort of a big role for either team. And San Juan able to touch it down.
So the Beavers will start on their own 30, just outside the 30-yard line. We'll call it the 31. And they'll have an opportunity. They're down 2 scores, 14-0 with 3:13 left in the first. And, of course, the Beavers desperate for a score, down 2.
Yeah, you got the stop that you need defensively. Now you need to show you can move the ball on offense.
Correct. Fell's now under center with Bradshaw. He'll take the ball. And not a lot there. The whole San Juan defensive line stops. Now he shoots forward. They're going to say the ball came out and goes to the San Juan Broncos. I didn't see that. We'll have to look at the replay. Another mistake by the Beavers.
Looks like that was Baker again, Colin Baker, that had the recovery there on that fumble.
We're going to have to look at this again. Bradshaw goes in, spins out. You can see the ball just being, and the ball comes out. Bradshaw stayed at the line of scrimmage, but San Juan with the ball. Timeout on the field, and we'll take it as well and be back. San Juan leading 14-0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's 2 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10, B6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back. San Juan with a lot of breaks. Already 2 turnovers in the game. So, 4 possessions, 3 fumbles, 1 lost, 2 lost, 1 retained. San Juan in business at the Beaver 34. So Snyder back to pass, has a screen play to Conway on this left side. He's going to try to break back, and Conway will turn nothing into something as he's going to get 8 or 9 yards on 1st down.
Yeah, he did a great job. Cutler Matheson looked like he was going to have the great pursuit to make the tackle. Conway with an incredible cutback to be able to pick up those extra yards.
Yeah, Beaver actually played that quite well. Conway with some nice blocking upfield, but was able to use his strength and balance to get back into the middle of the field, gains 9. 3 receivers right, 1 left for San Juan. Snyder's alone in the shotgun. Snap comes back. Snyder looking over the middle. Now to his right. Has a receiver wide open over the middle. And again, touchdown, San Juan.
Yeah, Baker down that seam was just left wide open. No Beavers even near him. And he's able to reel that pass in and walk into the end zone.
And quickly with 2:24 left in this first quarter, San Juan already up 3 scores. And for San Juan, it will be another point after touchdown. Just a broken coverage as Colin Baker was all by himself, never touched as he went into the end zone.
7 passes for 55 yards now, 7 completed passes for 55 yards now for Snyder.
Here's the kick. The extra point is up and good. 21-0 our score on the Beaver Valley Hospital scoreboard on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centracom and V6 Media.
Jones & DeMille Engineering is more than a civil engineering firm. They're shaping new opportunities for work and play, shaping the landscape in the rural Intermountain West, and shaping the communities that they're proud to be a part of. Their offices in Richfield, Manti, Price, St. George, Monticello, Springville, Roosevelt, and Tooele provide civil and structural engineering, construction management, surveys and GIS mapping, and material testing. Jones & DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10, B6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
The number 1 ranked San Juan offense is showing why they are undefeated on the season, riding a huge win streak as they've tacked 21 points on the Beavers, and the 2 Beaver fumbles, 14 points off turnovers, then 7 just with the drive.
Yeah, they haven't had to go far as we see the ensuing kickoff here.
And here's a kickoff to Bradshaw. He'll take it inside the 5. He's got a big lane. Good pursuit by San Juan. He'll get to the 25.
Yes, the lane was there. You mentioned that lane was there, but it closed quickly as San Juan recognized it and was able to collapse it around to Bentley Bradshaw. But you mentioned that they scored the 3 touchdowns. All 3 touchdowns they scored in Beaver territory. The 47, the 39, and then the 34.
That's correct.
Leading to those 3 scores.
Now the Beavers will start on their own 24. Conversely, always deep in their own territory. The Beavers splitting out will be Blackburn. Gale in the backfield with Fales. Wing spot to Wheatley. There's a handoff to Wheatley. Wheatley trying to catch the edge in some trouble, and again, tackle for loss for the San Juan Broncos.
Just great pursuit by San Juan, and Wheatley just had nowhere to go. He tried to find a hole anywhere, and it just did not open up.
Yeah, Jake Ivins, number 3 for the Broncos, the first player there. And you can see the blocks. Wheatley just nothing there for San Juan. Also on the tackle, I couldn't see the other player. So second down and 12. Fails under center. 1 receiver to the right. There's a fake handoff. There's a pass. Wide open receiver. Radden just over the outstretched hands. And that could have been 6 points.
Yeah, that's what Beaver needed, was that right there, and they just could not complete it. Titan Fails mad at himself. He just rushed it.
Yeah.
As he knew it was open. He didn't have pressure on him yet. He just needed to wait 1 more second to allow Radden to free from the defense a little more, and it would have given Fails the ability to make that pass a little easier.
Missed opportunity for Gage Radden. He had about 6 steps on the defender. So third down and 12. 2 receivers to the right. Beavers will shift heavy to the left side. Fell stays in the shotgun. Fells rolls to his right. Good protection by the line. Passes away and caught by Blackburn near first down yardage, but not quite.
It's going to be a yard shy.
Yard shy. So now decision time for the Beavers. And this is kind of deja vu with the Kanab-Layton Christian game.
Yeah.
We talked about, do you go for it? And you said state championship game, down 21. What do? You go for it.
They're going for it, it looks like.
It does look like it. So a big 4th down early in this one. 1:38 left in the first. The Beavers deep in their own territory at the 34. They have to get to the 35 for a first down. 4th down and 1. Elisa split to the left. Fels split backs behind him. Fels will hand off to Gale. Gale hit the line of scrimmage, tries to push forward. It'll be close, but I think he'll be short.
Yeah, didn't get it. San Juan has just gotten such great push defensively against that Beaver offensive line, and another short field for the San Juan Broncos as they're going to take it back, and they've only got 35 yards to go.
Yep, there it is as the official marks the ball back to San Juan. They've got it again deep in Beaver territory at the 34, and it's exactly where they had it last time they got the ball.
Yeah, so again, short field for the San Juan Broncos, and that's when they've scored. The only time they had the ball in their own territory, they went 3 and out. But when they've had it started in Beaver territory, 3 of the 4 possessions, they've scored.
So the Beavers turn it over on downs. Substitutions coming in. Here's the San Juan Broncos with a golden opportunity to add to their lead. They lead 21-0 with 1:31 left in the first. Snyder fakes a pass, looks deep. Has a receiver, and Bradshaw turns around through the hands of the receiver.
Yeah, that was good coverage. They're looking for Anthony Doan, and good coverage, though, by Bentley Bradshaw. Did not bite on the pump fake for the short pass and stayed over the top in that safety position. Penalty, though, on San Juan.
Flag on the play, so it wouldn't have mattered. And it looks like it'll move the San Juan Broncos back. And so the first mistake, really, of the game for the San Juan Broncos, they played pretty flawlessly. And holding this time. Nope. It's going to be 5-yard penalty. So
now they're putting it back to the line of scrimmage. Beaver declined it.
So Beaver declined it, took the result of the play. 2nd down and 10 coming up. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Conway in the backfield with Snyder. Now 2nd down and 10. Ball's at the Beaver 34. Here's Snyder right up the middle. He fakes and runs for about 8 yards. 3rd and short coming up.
Yeah, what a great read by Parker Snyder. I mean, he left that in the arms of Conway for a long time, waiting to see if that hole was going to open up. And the second it did, he pulled it out and was able to pick up a nice gain.
Yeah, and you could see that he actually had both options. He had the edge with Conway. He picked up the 9. 3rd down and 1. Snyder back to pass, looking right, has the pass away, wide open receiver again inside the 10, and it'll be 1st and goal.
This time he connects with Doan for the big play downfield, and the Broncos are knocking on the door of that end zone.
Whatever adjustments San Juan made were spot on, as their wide receivers have been absolutely open all afternoon long.
Yes, they have been. 19-yard gain on that one.
So 1st down and goal. Ball will be spotted at the 8-yard line. Conway again with Snyder in the backfield. Snyder hands off to Conway. Conway bounces off, gets out of a tackle, nears the goal line, keeps pushing, and he'll be stopped at the 1, but just the sheer power of Zach Conway as he moves towards the goal line.
Yeah, Beaver had a chance to make the tackle right at the line of scrimmage or even in the backfield, and just not really wrapping up as well as we're used to seeing them do and as well as they are going to have to do in this game.
Yeah, Conway hit at the 7 and just steps out of the tackle, goes over to the left, and it is 2nd and goal at the 2.
Already 60 yards on 7 carries for Conway.
Well, Coach John Marshall talked about controlling Conway, but both the pass and the run is open for the San Juan Broncos. Snyder will run on the right side, and another touchdown for Parker Snyder.
I don't think that was the design play. He almost he pulled that arm to do a pass, or at least pump fake a pass, and then just tucked it and ran it in. But it was an awkward transition there. You see Snyder on this one. Yeah,
he did.
But I think that was the design. He just sold it really well.
He did sell it well, because it didn't look like he ever intended on slow motion. So extra point coming for San Juan. They already lead 27-0. And that one blocked at the line of scrimmage, so that was where the score will remain. And Parker, Robert, this is just simply offensively. It's great field position. Number 2, they've made the Beavers pay every time.
Yes, they have. And Beaver has to clean up the game, has to clean up their football, because every time they've turned it over, especially in their territory, which has been a lot in this first quarter, San Juan's made them pay.
Well, and it's down 27-0 already, 30 seconds left in the first. And, you start to wonder, is this hole already too big for any team to come out of?
You don't feel like San Juan is that much better than you look at them and say they're better than Beaver right now, but you don't feel like they're that much better that Beaver can't make a drive. But Beaver hasn't shown they can even move the football, and so they've got to find a way to move the football down the field. And at this point, 2 series ago, I said they didn't need to score, they just needed to move the football. They have to score now.
This time they have to score, and then they have to come up with a defensive stand when San Juan gets the ball. So it'll be another kickoff for the San Juan Broncos, the South Creek Shell kickoff. 1,200 tires in stock, Burger King and more at the South Creek Shell on the South Interchange in Beaver. Back for the Beavers will be Bentley Bradshaw and Bodie Wheatley. So we wait for approval. Now here comes the kickoff. Kickoff's going to be a short kick. That one's going to bounce at the 12, taken by Wheatley on the left side. Wheatley breaks one tackle, spins around, taken down outside the 25-yard line.
And almost at this point, if you're Beaver, you're just glad he held on to the football.
Everybody
true. Held on to the football.
Yeah, we've had 3 possessions with 3 fumbles, 2 lost that led to 2 touchdowns for San Juan. 25 seconds left in the first quarter play. 27 for San Juan, no score yet for Beavers in the 2A championship game. Again, earlier in the day, Layton Christian took their first championship over the Kanab Cowboys. Vell's in the shotgun. Beaver desperate for a score as we end first quarter play. Snap is back. And this will be a handoff to Wheatley. Wheatley just unbelievable pressure by the San Juan Broncos. Nieves on the left side.
Beaver's going to have to throw the ball. San Juan is selling out everything on the run game. And so if Beaver wants to open up that run, they're going to have to be able to throw the ball a little bit, because right now San Juan is just banking on them running. Yeah,
and they're putting everybody in the box and rushing, so the Beavers will have to go to the pass and air this out a little. There'll be a timeout on the field. We'll take it as well. 27-0 San Juan when we come back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, all powered by Centricom and V6 Media.
Having a strong support team that you can trust can make or break an individual outcome. Just like on a sports team, our healthcare team at the Delta and Fillmore Community Hospitals are dedicated to provide quality care close to home on an individual basis. From our physicians to our nursing staff, along with our technicians and many other healthcare professionals, our team is ready to provide the best quality care for our friends, neighbors, and local athletes in Millard County. Intermountain Delta Community and Fillmore Community Hospitals, providing a strong, dedicated team for you.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10. B6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back. Scott Langford, Robert Lovell here at the Greater Zion Stadium on the campus of Utah Technical University, Utah Tech. And Robert, first quarter, talk to me about some stats. A quick State Farm Insurance stat check sponsored by Brent Staples.
Well, for Beaver, it's not a lot. As running the football, they have minus 8 yards in this first quarter and then just 18 passing yards. So offensively, Beaver's really struggling there. For San Juan, they're owning it, 83 rushing yards and 74 passing yards.
Here we go, second quarter action. Titan Fells under center. He's back to pass, looking over the middle. Going to flush to the right side. The pass is away, and it's going to be complete to Gage Radden. First down territory and more outside the 40. Eagles Landing High Country Chevron. First down for the Beavers.
Yeah, good job. He got flushed out of the pocket. That allowed him to roll to the right. And Gage Radden did exactly what you want your receiver to do in that situation. He came back to the football to make that catch and had enough for a first down at the 43.
So first down in the game, I believe, for the Beavers. And that moves the ball out to the 43-yard line. One receiver to the left. One receiver for the left for the Beavers. Fails under center. Back to pass, looking left. Has the wheel route open. And Radden again with the catch and almost gets away inside the San Juan 35.
Great catch by Radden. Really nice thrown ball by Titan Fells there. Hudson Watcott with the tackle, but not until he got another first down.
So the Beavers moving the ball. They're now at the 33-yard line, desperate for a score, down 27-0 with 11:23 left in the first half of play of this 2A championship game. The Beavers and the San Juan Broncos. San Juan up big. Gale on the right of Bradshaw. Fails under center. Fails will hand off to Gale. Gale cuts up, takes one step up for about 4 or 5 yards. He's met by the linebacker over the 30-yard line.
But two big pass plays allow you to do what your offense is designed to do, picking up 4 and 5 yard chunks at a time, and that's what DeGale was able to do there.
Yeah, a little more honest. As you can see, the linebackers do hesitate on that one. Good play. Actually, it was the cornerback that came up, and I think it was Snyder with the tackle. Two receivers to the right for the Beavers. Wheatley in the slot. Here's Fails in the shotgun. It's a double reverse. It's going to be a pass play. Here's Bradshaw. He's got a lot of room if he wants to run, and he does so. First down yardage, 20. Breaks a tackle inside the 15, down to the 10. Goes Aiden Bradshaw.
Yeah, that's the right decision. If you're not the one that's the usual quarterback, don't try to force a pass. And when you've got that much green grass in front of you, just take it and run, and that's exactly what Bradshaw did with a nice first down run.
I think Bradshaw did a really nice job of the pump fake, just getting a few more yards as he froze the defenders, didn't let them come up. And now the Beavers with the first and goal at the 10. And those be back 5. Oh, they are going to call it. I was going to say that. I thought they were going to go back 5 yards on a false start, and they got it. So just too many mistakes early in this one. 2 fumbles, and now that penalty big. First and goal now at the 15.
First penalty of the game on the Beavers.
10:09 left in the second quarter of play. San Juan 27. No score yet for the Beavers, but they are in the red zone at the 15. First and goal. Play will come from the sideline. Beavers desperate for a score. This is a critical drive. I think this might be the one that, do the Beavers get back in it, or is this one second place?
Yeah, they've got a score here.
Here's Fells in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left. He rolls to his left. Open receiver is Wheatley. Wheatley at the 10. And then driven out of bounds by Nieves.
Yeah, great tackle by Nieves. Wheatley able to pick up those 5 yards they lost. Excuse me, but it makes it now still second and goal for 10 yards to go.
So that'll stop the clock at 9. No, the clock is continuing to run. 9:27 counting. Here in the first half, 27-0. Just a reminder, in our first game, the Layton Christian really put it on Kanab. And were in dominant fashion as they took the 1A championship.
Yeah, they looked really good at Layton Christian.
Second down and goal at the 10. So Wheatley got the 5 yards back from the penalty. Now a handoff to Gale. Oh, no, pitch out the right side, Wheatley. Wheatley trying to get the space. Now the ball's on the ground again, and San Juan might get it again. They say they have it.
Fumble of the game by Beaver. Is it the third one they've lost? Nope, they're going to say that Beaver was able to recover it. Was it Wheatley that got back on top of it?
I believe so.
That was fortunate.
Yeah, the Beavers dodge a bullet but lose 6 more yards. Down 27-0, another mistake. As you mentioned, 4th fumble in the game for the Beavers. They've lost 2 and able to retain coverage with 2. So it's third down and goal. Ball back at the 16. So Beavers were first and goal at the 10. Now 3rd and goal at the 16. Wolf splits out to the right. To the left will go Radden. Bradshaw in the backfield with Fales. Fales in the shotgun, takes it, goes to the left. Good coverage, passes away and intended for Matheson. And incomplete. Off the hands, it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, it's a little bit too high for Matheson to try to reel that one in as it just misses.
We had good coverage on the play as well. So even a completion doesn't result in a touchdown. So you can see Fales goes back out, rolling against the body, and catchable ball.
Yeah.
But through the hands.
Yeah, Matheson pulled his arms in a little bit early, it looked like. Could not pull it down.
So now the Beavers with a 4th and goal from the 16. Definitely a passing down for the Beavers. San Juan will drop back, 4 or 5 back, 4 down linemen for San Juan. Fales in the shotgun. Here's your 4th and goal play. Fales back to pass, pressure coming, rolls to his right, has a pass complete, and Wheatley stays on his feet, gets to the 5, down to the 4. It'll be San Juan as Wheatley does all he can, but can't get into the end zone.
Yeah, they ran that play. Obviously, that's the play they ran to beat Summit Academy, and Wheatley was able to get the 30-yard touchdown pass when they did it there. And San Juan bit initially, but both of those DBs on that backside recovered in enough time to be able to make that play and not allow them to get to the end zone.
Yeah, and credit Garrett Young with the tackle. Wheatley spins around. Young there stops the ball carrier, and it will be San Juan's ball at the 5-yard line. Now they might not know what to do.
Yeah,
not being inside Beaver territory, so they'll start at their own 5-yard line. So the junior quarterback Parker Snyder already with a career day with 4 touchdowns and a timeout for San Juan. We'll take it as well and be back after this. San Juan 27, Beavers 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, of course brought to you by Centricom and B6 Media.
Zions Bank proudly supports our local communities and schools. We've been providing families and businesses with banking tools and stellar service for nearly 150 years. For helping you achieve your financial goals, Zions Bank is for you.
The living room. It's a great place to watch TV. Just like your backyard, break time at the office, or while on the go. Now you can watch TV everywhere. Call or visit Centricom.com to learn more.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10, B6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back. Scott Langford, Robert Level. Just a reminder, we'll be looking for a Timberline Restaurant sub of the game, offering fine dining, mobile food truck, mobile pizza oven, and more. The Timberline Restaurant in Beaver. The San Juan Broncos leading 27-0, have the ball on their own 4-yard line, 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Conway up the middle. He breaks a tackle into the secondary. It'll be a 1st down run for 11 yards for Zach Conway.
Jake Marshall ends up making the tackle there for Beaver, but he makes it 11 yards downfield or 12 yards downfield, and that's, you don't want your offside defensive end doing that.
True story. 1st down and 10. Snyder stays in the shotgun. Another handoff to Conway. He bounces out the left side trying to get the corner. Great tackle on the edge.
Yeah, Aiden Bradshaw did a great job of coming off of the block, and then he couldn't catch him at that point, but did a good job of just going down and grabbing the ankles.
So it'll be a loss of 1 on the play, the first tackle for loss that I can think of for the Beavers. 2nd down, 11 coming up. 3 receivers right, 1 left for San Juan. Conway in the backfield with Snyder, who's in the shotgun. Snyder takes a snap, back to pass, looking to his right. He throws a deep ball over the side for Nieves. He jumps up and almost comes down with the catch, but it's incomplete. Good coverage by Bodie Wheatley.
Yeah, Wheatley was in a perfect position downfield to be able to make a play on the football, and doing enough to make it so Nieves could not reel it in.
Snyder put that ball up high where he can use his receivers to either catch it or knock it down. So 2nd down and 11. 3rd down and 11, rather. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Snyder back to pass, looking left. Snyder with the pass away, looking for 1st down yardage through the hands of the open receiver, number 13, Garrett Young.
Yeah, that one's on Snyder, and he knows he missed it as he had Young open. That's what we've said earlier. What San Juan does so well, they know where the 1st down yardage is. They get to that, they get just past the sticks and turn around, and Snyder just airmailed that one to him.
So Snyder now will be in the punt formation at the 10, and he'll get a quick kickoff. That one's going to be blocked at the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be picked up by Blackburn. The Beavers with a great opportunity inside the 30.
Yeah, so the Beaver defense here, I've talked about this with the coaches before. The Enterprise defensive coordinator Dallin Clove, when those quarterbacks drop back, a punt formation is 10 yards. If you're only 7 yards deep, you can hit the center. And so Beaver just bull rushed right up the middle right there and able to get a block punt.
So the first break of the game for the Beavers happens at the 7:04 mark of the second quarter. It's 1st and 10 inside San Juan territory at the 27. Here's a handoff to Bradshaw. Bradshaw up the middle, not a lot there. Great tackling by San Juan. Jake Ivins with the tackle. Gain of 1.
So we talked about Beaver. They had to score on that last one. This blocked punt giving them this opportunity. If they can score here, they still have a shot to try to mount a comeback here. If they can score quickly here and then even maybe have another opportunity before halftime.
Yeah, small bit of life, and the Beavers have to make the opportunity pay. Ball's at the 26-yard line, 27. Fails under center this time. Fake handoff, and he'll go back. Here's a pass, complete to Radden. Around the cross at 20, getting the edge down to the 15, 13. He'll get thrown out of bounds by Colin Baker.
But enough for a first down, so nice play there. Radden's been the main target so far in this game for the passing game for the Beavers.
Well, you talked about it earlier. The passing, the combination of the passing will make the run a little bit more honest up the middle as San Juan continues to sell out up the middle against the Beaver running attack.
3 catches for 55 yards now for Gage Radden.
So it'll be 1st down and 10, balls at the 14. Split out to the right will be Wolf and Radden. Gale in the backfield with Bradshaw, fails under center. There's a snap, handoff to Gale. Gale inside the territory, breaks into the secondary, 5, down to the 1-yard line. Tate Gale with a 14-yard run.
There you go, and the hole opened up. They're finding some holes now because they've opened up that passing game, and Gale hit the hole well and was able to pick up another first down and put Beaver right on the doorstep.
6:19 left in the first half of play. Lots of substitutions. The Beavers platoon a lot of players on each play. So here's your 1st and goal play, ball right at the 1. 2 receivers to the right, Radden and Blackburn. Fails under center. There's the snap to Gale. Gale around the right side, and he'll get in for the touchdown.
And it's kind of funny how it happened as he bounced off. They called the touchdown, and after he got pushed back, though, and had to keep on going, then they realized he was in for the touchdown.
It is kind of, watch on the replay, he gets in immediately, gets back, kind of stops. He looks over at the official and then goes into the end zone just to make sure. So the Beavers on the board at the 6:07 mark of the second quarter of play, and that was a desperate score.
Yeah, they did a good job converting on the blocked punt to be able to make that hurt against San Juan.
Mesco with the extra point. The kick is up, and it's high through the uprights. It's good. So the Beavers score for the first time. 27-7. We come back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, all powered by Centricom and V6 Media.
The weather is turning colder, which means cold and flu season isn't far behind. So stop by Service Drug today and receive your flu shot. They have vaccines available for all ages, and most insurances pay 100% of the cost. They also offer vaccines for other diseases, including COVID, shingles, and pneumonia. Receive your injection in a private professional environment administered by licensed professionals. Vaccinations are available every day, anytime during normal business hours. Service Drug in Delta and Fillmore, dedicated to your good health and good value.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10, V6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
The Beavers block a punt and get great field position, and they take about a minute to get into the end zone. The Beaver Valley Chevron end zone, their first trip in. Appreciate Troy LB and the gang at the Beaver Valley Chevron as they sponsor high school athletics on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live all season long. So the Beavers with, I think it was a must-score opportunity.
Absolutely.
And so 27-7, they're still down 3 scores, but at least have an opportunity. Here's a Mesqua, the junior kicker for the Beavers. Approach the ball, and the kick is up, and it's going to be a deep ball taken inside the 5-yard line by Nieves. He'll fake a handoff, go around the 10, 15, and upended a complete flip. Bentley Bradshaw on the tackle. Ouch.
Yeah, it probably felt better that he landed like that, going in the air and getting flipped upside down.
So San Juan will start on their own 17-yard line. Watch this replay as Nieves goes to the right side, fakes the handoff to Conway. And Bradshaw there takes the legs and then landed on by the Beavers' Wolf. So 1st down and 10 for the San Juan Broncos. 6 minutes left in the half. Parker Snyder, the quarterback. He will hand off to Conway up the middle. Conway hit, but not until he gains 4 yards. And it was just the San Juan offensive line on that left side, just powering forward, makes 4 yards pretty easy.
Averaging 8 yards a clip was Conway, 10 carries for 80 yards already. Looks like it gave him a little bit of a shorter spot right at the 20.
As we mentioned, Conway averages 123 per contest. He's already well on his way to that. Snyder alone in the backfield, 3 right, 2 left are the receivers. Conway back to pass, looking over the middle, and the pass is away and caught by number 25, and that is Anthony Doan, and he just stands up and keeps running. Finally tackled outside the 40.
Yeah, nice pass. Luke Robinson had the chance to make the tackle earlier, and you see this a lot nowadays. He just hit him, almost expecting him to go down, and then did not hold on to the wrap-up, and as a result, he breaks free for a few more yards.
Yeah, Wheatley helps with the tackle. Here's your first down and 10. Snyder passes over to Nieves, and a great play by Jake Marshall out on the, Langston on the left side.
Yeah, really nice play by Langston to be able to come up and make that tackle. Read it perfectly.
So the Beavers play that misdirection well. It's 2nd down and 9. Ball right at the 45-yard line. 27-7 our score on the Beaver Valley Hospital scoreboard. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Snyder back to pass. He drops the ball, is able to pick it back up, but he's in trouble, and he will go down. And tackle for loss for the Beavers back to the 40.
Amazing what seeing something like that will do for a defense, as how quickly did those 3 Beaver players come off of their blocks and go down there and be able to make a play on Snyder after that ball was dropped on the snap.
Yeah, Aiden Bradshaw first there. Here's your 3rd down play. Here's Snyder, passes away and can be intercepted by Gage Radden outside the 50. The Beavers with the first turnover a game on the San Juan Broncos.
And Radden just read that perfectly. You could see him following the eyes of Snyder, just drifted back, and then when the ball, when he had the chance to pick it off, was right there to make the play defensively.
So that's another break the Beavers needed. They'll start inside San Juan territory at the 49. And the Beavers with an opportunity to make this a 2-score game before halftime.
Again, they got the crucial play defensively. Now can the offense do it again?
Here's Fales in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right. Fales back to pass, looking over the middle. Runs in a little bit of trouble. Pass away to Bradshaw. First down, yardage, and more inside the 40. That is an Eagles Landing High Country Chevron first down for the Beavers.
Really good job of Fales, who had that pump fake as he was looking for somebody earlier, got hit, bounced off of it, and then was able to deliver a nice pass to Bradshaw in traffic.
Yeah, Aiden Bradshaw comes up, asked to be removed from the game. Hopefully he's okay, the senior leader for the Beavers, as looks like he's okay standing up on the sideline.
I have that put Fales at 100 yards passing in this game.
So Fales doing a good job through the air, opening up the passing lanes. Here's Fales under center. Fakes a handoff, back to pass, pressure coming, the pass is up and over the head of Gage Radden. Good coverage, though, by San Juan as well.
Yeah, they were with him nearly step for step, but it was a similar play that we saw earlier, and again, Fell's just over the top a little too much looking for Radden.
Snyder on coverage for San Juan, so 2nd down and 10. Clock stopped at 3:45 on the incompletion. So they're taking a look at Aiden Bradshaw. So the Beavers with 3:45 left in this first half of play. 27-7, San Juan on top. So far in the Beaver Valley Hospital scoreboard. 2 receivers to the left. That's Wolf and Bradshaw. Fales in the shotgun. Fales will hand off. This one's going to go to Wheatley. Wheatley around the left side. A little bit of space, not a lot. Good coverage by San Juan.
You know, it's interesting. We talked about in the first game today that the play clocks weren't working in that 1A state championship. They are working here in this one, so the teams are able to see it after that short gain. It's now 3rd and long here for the Beavers, a critical 3rd down play. If you're Beaver, you're wanting to pick up 4, maybe 5 yards here to make it 4th and short.
So definitely 4-down territory, down 20 points, 27-7. Clock running at 3:14 left in this first half of play. Bradshaw and Blackburn split to the left. A little bit of confusion in the backfield. Play clock down to 7. Here's Fales in the shotgun. Takes a snap, rolls right. Good protection. Fales has a pass away and over the head of Bodie Wheatley. 4th down coming up.
Yeah, he was trying to get to Wheatley, who had separated himself out behind that linebacking group, but he had to throw it behind him to try to avoid into that defense, and Wheatley's unable to come back and try to make a play on it as well. As, again, he kind of found a pocket, but tough to deliver there for Titan Fales in the pocket.
Now, this is a fourth down, kind of a passing situation, but what you can see on that defensive set was San Juan had dropped a lot of players back, so now the run might be opened up. Obviously, 4th and 7, unlikely you go to the run. Big play for both teams. 2:56 left in the first half. Fales in the shotgun. 4th down, 7 yards to go. Fales rolling left, good protection, has the pass away, but out of bounds. No good. It'll be the Beaver turn the ball over on downs, intended for Aiden Elisa.
Yeah, and Elisa did exactly what he needed to do. He got to the first down yardage, came back to the ball, and Fales just missed him wide out of bounds.
Yeah, great camera work. As you can see, Elisa just couldn't quite get to it. The ball wide left, so the Beavers missed an opportunity. It's San Juan ball with 2:53 left.
Third time the Beavers have turned it over on downs.
And for San Juan, 2:53 is an eternity.
Yes, it is.
They start on their own 36-yard line. 3 receivers to the left for San Juan. Snyder alone in the backfield. Conway also split to the right. So 3 left, 2 to the right. Conway in the shotgun. Back to pass looking right. Has the pass away to Conway. Easy completion. Conway shakes one tackle, steps back, breaks another tackle, and doesn't go down until he's inside Beaver territory at the 49.
Again, Beavers' tackling has just not been very good so far in this game. Credit Zach Conway, because he is, when he has the ball, he is not going to go down. But if you're Beavers coaches, you want your tacklers to be better than what they've been.
And he almost broke that as well. Good tackle by Bradshaw at the end. Again, 3 receivers left, 2 right. Snyder back to pass, looking over the middle, flag on the play, and it looks like that will be a false start on San Juan.
Moving them back into Beaver territory, or their own territory, excuse me.
Yep. 2:33 left in the half. 27-7 San Juan with the 20-point lead, trying to add another one before halftime. So again, 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Conway and Nieves to the right. Young and Nielsen up on the other side with Baker, I believe. Snyder back to pass, looking over the middle. Has the pass away on the right side, and that was going to be picked off. Luke Robinson with the ball at the 30, crosses over the 35, and the Beavers with another opportunity.
Yeah, and Robinson did a great job of reading that play as he follows Snyder's eyes, works his way to that side of the field, then just came up from that safety position to step up in front and make the interception.
So now, is that our 4th turnover of the game? 2 interceptions by the Beavers, and then 2 fumbles for the Broncos.
And you have a blocked punt in there, too.
So now the Beavers with 2:26 left in the half. Again, 27-7. San Juan leads by 3 scores. Fales in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right. Fales rolling to the right, back to pass, has a pass away. Complete to Blackburn. Blackburn gets the first down yardage near midfield.
Good job of Blackburn to make sure he picked up the first down and get out to the 49-yard line.
So the clock will start to set the chains. Approaching 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Now the clock will run. Beavers being the plan from the sideline. Just a reminder, we'll have a Timberline sub of the game coming up at the end of this one. 2 receivers left for the Beavers, 1st and 10. Fales fakes a handoff, passes over the middle, going to be complete to Matheson inside the 35-yard line, near the 30, inside San Juan territory.
Yeah, just a well-designed play. Had to actually, I think, Radden open on the other side of the seam and finds Matheson for a nice first down play. 19-yard gain on the play.
So 33-7 our score. 2 receivers to the left. 27-7, I mean. Here's Wheatley around the right side. There's the rush, but nothing there. Great job by San Juan. And I think it will require a timeout by the Beavers. We'll see. Minute 42. Nope, the clock will run. The Beavers bring the play in. They'll go no huddle. 2 receivers now to the left. Minute 37 and counting. Fales back to pass, rolling left. Great protection. The ball is away and going to be incomplete, intended for Wolf. And that'll stop the clock with 1:30 left.
When he's had to roll to his left, he's really struggled with his accuracy as Fales, as he's missing high and wide on those throws when he has to roll that way.
Yeah, Wolf open on this left side. Great camera view. You can see just a little bit high for Wolf. And that will be now 2nd down and 10, I believe.
3rd and about 9.
3rd and 9, because they had the run by Wheatley.
Yeah.
Blackburn and Bradshaw will split out to the right. Fales in the shotgun with Wheatley and Bradshaw in the backfield. Big play coming up, 3rd down 9. Fales rolls to the right. Here comes the pressure by San Juan. Passes away, and going to be incomplete, just too far to the side, intended for Blackburn.
Yeah, and see, when he rolls to the right, he's got a better, his accuracy's been so much better so far in this game. That one he put it where only his guy had a chance to catch it.
Yeah.
Very tough ball to try to bring in on that sideline, but the location was a lot better.
Yeah, and Nieves just was blanketing Blackburn. Yeah. There really was another place for that ball to go. So now another fourth down for the Beavers. They've already turned the ball over on downs 2 times?
3 times.
3 times. So 4th and 9. Here's Fales. Ball's at the 33. They have to get inside the 20. Fales has a pass away, and it's going to be complete to Bradshaw. Tough grab by the senior.
Yeah, he got hit twice. 2 different players for San Juan hit him as the ball got there, but Bradshaw holds on for a big first down.
That's a gutsy play for both. Fales puts a ball right on the money for Bradshaw. Bradshaw hit hard and almost broke out of that, but Colin Baker, along for the ride, holds on to the leg. So the Beavers, with 1:17 left, have a 1st and 10, ball at the 17. Back left will be Radden. Fales in the shotgun. Fales back to pass, rolling left. Over the middle, passes away, and complete. Another touchdown for Tate Gale.
Beautiful throw that time by Fales as he hits Gale in traffic, but right on his pattern for the touchdown. A big drive there for the Beavers to continue to pull to come back in this game.
Yeah, now the Beavers within 2 scores. 27-13 our score with 1:03 left on the Beaver Valley Hospital scoreboard. That is your Beaver Medical Clinic score update. 27-12, Compassionate Care with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan. Here's Amesqua with the extra point. Luke Robinson with the hold. Snap is back. Kick is up. Looks good, is good. 27-14, we might have a ball game coming up on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and V6 Media.
I'm Dr. Winters, a general dentist in Richfield. I invite you to take advantage of our 20 years of experience when it's time to get your wisdom teeth out.
We offer IV sedation so you can sleep through the procedure. We are right here in Richfield, so we are close by for all your pre- and post-operative needs. We strive to make the process comfortable, easy, and affordable. Visit wintersdental.com/wisdomteeth or call or text 435-896-6444.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10, V6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back, Scott Langford, Robert Level. We've got ourselves a ball game. It looked like San Juan was running away with it, 27-0 with, let's see, that happened at 30 seconds left in the first quarter of play. And in the second, the Beavers have converted twice.
Yeah, they have been, but they've made some mistakes by San Juan pay. They got the interception that resulted in the touchdown just barely. Then previous to that, they had a blocked punt that resulted in a touchdown.
So 27-14, 1:03 left, and it'll be Santiago Amesqua for the kickoff. Nieves and Conway back for San Juan. This will be taken at the 7-yard line by Conway. He'll fake a handoff. Now the second handoff, he will hand off. We'll see who that is. Across the 20-yard line, they'll start at the 22. Colin Baker with the rush.
Yeah, you don't see that very often, to see 3 guys involved with the potential handoff there. And it really didn't do much to their advantages. Baker really had nowhere to go once he got the ball.
You know, speaking of Colin Baker, we're approaching our Jones & Mill Engineering halftime. His dad works for Jones & Mill Engineering.
Yeah.
So
great company.
Yeah, had a nice conversation with him. 2 receivers left, 2 right. San Juan has under a minute left in this first half, 51 seconds to be exact. And Snyder in the backfield. 2 left, 2 right are the receivers. This will be a handoff to Conway, looking for some space. Can't find anything, and one of the very few times that Conway's been driven back.
Beavers' defensive line isn't shooting any gaps there. They're taking on the block and then just trying to read and go where Conway goes. They did a really good job on that one to get the tackle for loss.
So clock running, 32 seconds. San Juan taking their time. Down to 28. The play clock is at 23. Now Snyder will approach the line. 20 seconds left in the half. Again, the score, 27 for San Juan, 14 for Beaver. Snyder in the shotgun. He'll hand off. Now here's a pass by Conway. That pass goes up, and it's going to be the Beavers. Luke Robinson knocks that down with 8 seconds left. That could have been a disaster.
Yeah.
For San Juan.
That was a very dangerous play because Beaver did not bite at all on the run. The safeties, Robinson, Bentley, Bradshaw, they stayed right over the top where they needed to be. Robinson's side of the field had a chance to intercept it, but the receiver did a good job of going over and playing some defense.
Clock stopped with 8 left in the half, and here's Snyder will hand off to Conway. Conway cut off by Gale. Reverses field. Picks up some blockers. Has some space. Conway will barrel over the 25-yard line as we end the first half. Tackled by Wheatley out on the edge.
After the 29-yard line is where it ends up, but that's how the first half comes to an end.
27-14 our score. San Juan with a dominant first quarter performance. The Beavers come back in the second and cut it to 2 scores. We've got the Jones Mill Engineering halftime coming up, and we'll take a break. Be back with more on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, all powered by Centricom and B6 Media.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
Aaron Shepard with Shepard's Carpets and Flooring. We are a small family-owned business and take great pride in our work with every customer through our doors. Shepard's has been around for over 30 years. We offer everything from carpet, luxury vinyl, as well as sheet vinyl, hardwood, and laminate. Shepard's provides estimate, installation, and carpet binding. Make Shepard's your total flooring source. Come in and see us at 410 North Main in Richfield, Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call us at 435-865-2025. That's 865-2025.
Dependable truck drivers like you have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. That's why they provide their drivers with state-of-the-art equipment, ongoing training, and reliable, courteous support. Barney Trucking is now hiring Class A CDL drivers with doubles endorsement to help address our exceptional growth throughout Utah. Barney Trucking offers a competitive wage, solid benefits, home daily schedules, and an excellent safety record. Apply today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Mountain Land Supply of Richfield is the Central Utah leader in plumbing, waterworks, turf, and ag irrigation. Mountain Land Supply features an entire line of Rainbird sprinklers and systems for your yard or commercial property, and backs it up with an extremely knowledgeable staff that cares about the local community because they live here. Visit them at 2104 South Red Hills Drive in Richfield, or call for a showroom appointment 435-896-9606. Mountain Land Supply is proud to sponsor high school sports and wishes the teams, coaches, and players success. Discover squeaky cheese, hand-dipped ice cream, and family-friendly bathrooms all at the Creamery, Beavers Cheese Store. With an expanded storefront, you can explore our farm-to-table story, sample our signature cheeses, enjoy breakfast or lunch at the Creamery kitchen, or shop some of Utah's favorite products from specialty cheeses to local honey and jam. Stop on in and discover what the excitement is all about. Visit the Creamery in Beaver at 165 South, 500 West, now open Sundays noon to 6 and extended hours Thursdays and Fridays until 8 p.m.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10, B6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back. It's time for the Jones Mill Engineering halftime in this 2A championship matchup between the Beaver Beavers and the San Juan Broncos. Champions are propelled by dedication, teamwork, commitment, vision, and desire to be their best. Jones Mill Engineering is your local award-winning engineering firm, and of course they're excellence all the time, so we appreciate Jones Mill Engineering. And if you're joining us late in this one, it was, the San Juan Broncos, it really looked like we were off to the races in that first quarter. A couple big mistakes by the Beavers, 2 fumbles, lost. San Juan scores on a long drive of their own, and they led 27-0. Looked like it might be over right there.
Well, yeah, you mentioned the 2 fumbles, but then the bad snap on the punt resulting in a short punt. So 3 short fields that they scored on, and it made it really easy. Well, actually, all 4 short fields that they ended up scoring on. And so San Juan doesn't have a ton of yardage for the points they've put up, but they've made Beaver pay for all those mistakes they've had.
Yeah, you mentioned that. They start on their own, on the Beaver 47, the Beaver 39, the Beaver 34, and the Beaver 34. So you're right, just short fields all over the place. So that's how the first quarter ended. And then in the second quarter, the Beavers forced a couple mistakes of their own by the San Juan Broncos.
Yeah, as Parker Snyder threw 2 interceptions, and Gage Radden and Luke Robinson just read his eyes and read the play perfectly, playing some zone coverage as opposed to man, allowing them to just drop in to spots and to zones and read what Snyder wanted to do, and they picked him off.
Well, and the Beavers could have actually had they turned the ball over downs inside the 5-yard line as well. So
yeah.
I mean, this game could easily be 27-21 with just a little bit of a break. So that's your summary of the first half. But it's been a fun game. And let's take a look at the State Farm Insurance stat check within the Jonesville Engineering halftime.
Yeah, appreciate Brad James providing these stats for us here today and all weekend long for these state championship games here at Utah Tech, and then tomorrow for the 8-player championship at SUU. And total yardage in this one, first half for Beaver, 190 yards, for San Juan, 212. So they're not that far off on yards after Beaver had a good second quarter.
Well, in those short fields, sometimes the yardage is a little bit misleading, but the team's fairly close. And if you look at the first quarter of play, I don't know if you remember what you had in the first quarter of play, but the yardage for the Beavers was really poor.
Yes,
very low.
Yeah, they only had like 3 rushing yards in the first quarter, and I think 18 passing yards. So it was not a lot.
Yeah, so it was all the second quarter.
Yeah. And then looking at those, how they break down pass to rush for the Beavers, 162 passing yards to just 28 rushing yards, which is crazy to think.
Unbelievable, actually.
Yeah, and then San Juan, 96 rushing yards and 116 passing yards in this first half.
So this is the bizarro State Farm Insurance stat check, because you've got, if you tell me before the game that Beavers will be ahead in passing and the San Juan Broncos will be ahead in rushing, I would say that, Robert, there's not a chance of that. But that's exactly what we're at.
That's exactly where we're at. Let's look at the individual leaders. First off for San Juan, Zach Conway. I mean, he's just been a man among boys so far in this game. As I've got him for 12 carries for 86 yards so far in this game for Conway, and then Snyder has 5 carries for 23 yards and 2 touchdowns in the game for Conway. Then passing wise, Snyder so far in this one is 11 of 18 passing for 114 yards in this game, with the 1 touchdown and but 2 interceptions as well for Snyder. And then Zach Conway did throw 1 pass that was incomplete. And the leading receiver so far is Doan, 2 catches for 43 yards for Doan. He's looked really good. And then it's been Conway with 3 catches for 21 yards. Baker has 2 for 29. Young and Neves also each with 2 catches so far for San Juan. For the Beavers, leading the way there on the ground is Tate Gale, as he has 4 carries for 19 yards and a touchdown. Aiden Bradshaw has 4 carries for 17 yards in this first half. And then Bodie Wheatley has the 7 carries for -2 yards. Titan Fells 1 for 3, and Gage Radden 1 for -11 on that fumble. Titan Fells, though, passing-wise, is 12 for 20 in this first half for 161 yards, and he has thrown the 1 touchdown. Leading receiver is Gage Radden, 3 catches for 55 yards. The touchdown pass went to Tate Gale. He has 1 catch for 17 yards, and it was that touchdown. Aiden Bradshaw, 2 catches for 25 yards. Scotland Matherson, 2 catches for 26 yards. Baylor Blackburn, 2 catches for 22 yards. Bodie Wheatley, 2 catches for 16 yards. So a lot of players in the mix here for the Beavers.
I'll say, and you look at Titan Fells distributing the ball all over the field. You've got running backs, wide receivers, a tight end, a lot there, and a couple missed passes. The one to Gage Radden in particular, some other opportunities. So you talked about it early. San Juan selling out against the run has cost them a bit in this game.
Yeah, because Beavers been able to open the pass game. It might have taken them a little bit too long to get there, and then they missed some early passes too. But being able to open up the pass game, and now what will San Juan do defensively to adjust? Will that to make it so Beaver can start running the football, or will they force them to continue to try to pass to beat them? And then Beaver's done a good job to adjust defensively against San Juan's passing game, and then the run game. The run defense, as a result, has even gotten better because they've played it differently as opposed to shooting gaps. They're playing the line of scrimmage, and they're just making sure they're not looking for the tackle for loss. They're just making sure they don't get the 6, 7, 8, 9 yard runs.
Well, and in that first quarter, I think your observation is absolutely spot on, because the Beavers, shooting the gaps, which allowed Conway to either break 1 tackle or get into space. And then once you get Zach Conway in space, he's a dangerous man.
Yes, he is. I mean, he runs hard. He can break tackles up plenty, but he's fast enough and shifty enough too that when he's in space, he is very tough to bring down.
So that's your State Farm Insurance halftime stat check, and we appreciate Brent Stapley, the agent in Beaver, and give him a call, 435-438-5451 That's your State Farm Insurance agent, Brent Stapley. We'll take our final break on our Jones DeMille Engineering Halftime. Just a reminder, Jones DeMille supports our youth in their efforts to develop new talents and passions, paving the way to their success. Jones DeMille Engineering. We'll take our final break on the Jones DeMille Engineering Halftime. When we come back, we'll take a look at the Beaver Family Dental keys to the game and have the South Creek Shell kickoff of the second half. We'll be back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live on Centricom and V6 Media.
There is an athlete in all of us that helps us accomplish the ordinary and the extraordinary. Every once in a while, we all need some help. At Sevier Valley Hospital, we are proud to care for you and our community, wherever you are in your athletic journey.
The big rig trucks of Robinson Transport of Salina have been rolling down Utah Highway since the 1940s, supplying the energy needs of Utah and surrounding states. They're a family-owned business that supports the community. Robinson Transport also has a division that offers all types of cement work, gravel, and decorative rock. If you'd like to join the trustworthy team of Robinson Transport drivers or need cement work, call 435-529-7472, 529-7472, or upload your application online at RobinsonTransportUtah.com.
You know what's better than a hardware store? A hardware store with a lumber mill. And even better, a hardware store lumber mill that carries top-rated Benjamin Moore and Clark Kensington paint. Plus, their color matching technology allows them to match any color. And you know what's better than an Ace hardware store? A locally owned Ace hardware store. Fish Lake Lumber in Beaver.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Rocky Mountain Turf Farm prides themselves on being family-owned and operated for 45 years. They offer locally grown Kentucky bluegrass with multiple varieties available, WaterStar certified options included. Sod is cut and delivered daily with install options available from residential to commercial. They even guarantee their grass sod to be disease-free, weed-free, alive, and growing. For more info and to see different options available, visit RockyMTNTurf.com. That's RockyMTNTurf.com.
Love cheese? We do too. If you are ready to take on the responsibility and opportunity that comes with being an employee owner, Great Lakes Cheese in Fillmore is ready for you. Grow with the largest natural cheese packager in the nation. Full-time positions available for every shift. Apply online at GreatLakesCheese.com. Again, that's GreatLakesCheese.com. Great Lakes Cheese in Fillmore is honored to support this high school sports broadcast.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's two 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10, V6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back. It is the end of our halftime, and of course that means it's the Jones DeMille Engineering halftime. From first downs to touchdowns, the Jones DeMille Engineering team is here to help you tackle the toughest infrastructure issues. So appreciate Jones DeMille Engineering. Check them out for all of your engineering needs. Now, inside the Jones DeMille Engineering halftime, let's talk about the Beaver Family Dental keys to the second half. Robert, down 27-14. The Beavers are going to have to start this half off with a defensive stand as the San Juan Broncos get the ball.
Yeah, I mean, keys to the second half, we kind of already talked about it a few minutes ago, but the Beaver needs to get a stop defensively first. That's going to be crucial here. I don't think you want to fall back down by 3 touchdowns.
Right. And
then for the offense, they've got to be able to continue to pass the ball, and then that'll allow the run to open up. And if they get the stop, that'll make it so they can go back to their bread and butter, with running the football because they'll still have the time to be able to do so. They're not having to play fast and score quick if they can get a stop on this initial drive. For San Juan, I think Parker Snyder's he's made some really good throws, but those 2 interceptions were balls that they weren't his best throws, and so Parker Snyder's got to be better. Zach Conway has looked so good, but I think they need Parker Snyder to step up and be this Parker Snyder we've really seen all season.
No, completely true. And again, it's really ironic that the Beavers have used the passing game to get back in this game, and not really the run game, not really key yet. And then on the other side, you're right. I think it's, if the passing game becomes more proficient, then Conway has a better chance like he did in the first half, first quarter rather. So appreciate that. Appreciate Statman David Howard, and of course that's Dr. David Howard on the Beaver Family Dental keys to the second half. And give him a call, 435-438-2931. He's my dentist, and he could be your dentist too. Painless dentistry. And it's always fun with Dr. Dave and the crew at Beaver Family Dental.
Got to have that painless dentistry.
Painless dentistry. He'll love to hear that. So that'll be good. We're coming up on the South Creek Shell kickoff for the second half. I think we'll put a little bit more time on the clock. I think one of the things I've seen in this game is the receivers for the San Juan Broncos, whatever adjustment the Beavers made in that second quarter and the end of the first quarter, I think was much more effective in limiting those long balls. You can see not a lot open deep.
Yeah, and we've seen Beaver do that over the last probably 6 or 7 years against passing teams. They go to a 3-man front, drop 8 guys back into coverage, and it allows them to play more of that zone coverage, which makes it tougher for for the San Juan quarterback to be able to find somebody open because you just see a sea of, in this case, white in that defensive backfield.
Well, and at the first you could see that San Juan was picking apart that zone in the middle, but then San Juan started to go for the longer passes, which I think which plays into the hands of this defense rather than having those short passes. Coach Christensen talked about that in the pregame as he said we've got to be content with those 4 or 5 yard passes that will open up the run for Conway, and they went away from that in the second quarter.
Yeah, they did, and we saw some of those early, as you talked about. We saw some pump fakes for those short passes, and then they try to go for the deep ball, which Beaver wasn't biting on the pump fakes, and so yeah, that's a good point. We'll see if they go back to those short pass plays with blockers in place to pick up a few more yards after the catch.
Well, here we go. It's the time for the South Creek Shell kickoff of the second half. Appreciate Sean and the gang at the South Creek Shell on the South Interchange in Beaver sponsoring our kickoffs. And the big question of this one is, can the Beavers hold the Broncos and score themselves? Can they come back from a 27-0 deficit to challenge for the championship? Right now, really the San Juan Broncos have all the advantages, leading by 2 scores, 27-14 at the half as we start third quarter action. Santiago Mescua, the junior, will kick off for the Beavers. Back will be Conway and Nieves for San Juan. A little bit of wind blowing to the east, it looks like, with the flag. Here is Mescua with a kick, deep kick, taken inside at the 2-yard line. This will be taken by Nieves. He'll keep it himself, and that was a mistake as he will be hit hard by the Beavers. Deegan Horner inside the 10.
Yeah, great job by Horner. He did that initial hit, which we just see kids do more and more. They try to get that big hit, but he did a good job of adjusting and then making sure he wrapped him up and held on.
Yeah, you talked about that. There was the big hit, but then the wrap up as well. So that allowed the help to come. So here's the San Juan Broncos start deep in their own territory at the 8 as we start third quarter action. They lead 27-14. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for San Juan. Conway and Snyder, familiar spaces in the backfield. Shotgun snap, comes back, and Snyder with the dedicated quarterback run. Jake Marshall with the tackle. Snyder, 4 yards on first down.
Yeah, Jake Marshall did a good job. He held his ground at the line of scrimmage, then had to come off to go inside to make that tackle, which allowed him to pick up the yardage because the interior lineman for San Juan was able to get enough of a push to push the defensive lineman for Beaver downfield. 5
yards on first down, brings up second down and 5. Snyder alone in the backfield. 2 receivers right, 1 left. He'll do another quarterback draw. This one, big yardage up the middle, and that was a great play call as the Beavers would drop back everybody. 1 block in the middle, and Snyder was off to the races.
Yeah, a really nice, well-designed play. Snyder played it perfectly, dropped back the pass, sold that well, and then took off with a big hole on the left side of the 31-yard line.
Yeah, the safety Luke Robinson and Brown on the tackle for the Beavers. 1st and 10, ball at the 31. Here's a handoff to Conway up the middle. Conway bounces out, gets hit by Gale. Gale will drive him back, and that will be a gain of 2.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to be able to get some more yardage off of that one, but Beaver did a good job of being able to, again, come off their blocks, make a play, and push him back.
Braden Evans also helping out on the tackle. Gale Means in the hole. And then Evans with the assist. 2nd down and 8. Just underway in third quarter action. 10:48 left in the third. 27-14. San Juan on top. Snyder, quick receiver screen to Baker. Baker across the 30. Now down to the 35-37. And it'll be gain of about 5.
So if they're in man coverage on that one, Robinson had Baker. And Robinson is about 15 yards off the ball. And so good read, I think, there by Snyder to be able to pick that up and pick up a few more yards.
Now take Gale with the tackle on the outside. Big 3rd down coming for San Juan. Snyder back to pass. He'll run, design quarterback run, has first down yardage and more as San Juan. You know, we talk about the game within the game, and it's basically, can we make the Beavers pay by dropping all those players back? And now the Beavers will have to pay attention to Parker Snyder.
And that's exactly what they did, because that defensive line, they got the yardage all there on the offensive line. You can see how far downfield the offensive line is before Snyder even gets hit.
That was the ball out near midfield. Ball's at the San Juan 47, 1st and 10. 9:58 left in the third. Here's a quick pass over the middle. Baker with a beautiful snag. He'll drag a player forward across to the 40. Another first down for San Juan.
Really nice touch pass by Parker Snyder as he just tossed that one just barely over the top, allowing Baker to go up and make that play.
Shotgun back. Here's Snyder. Hands off to Conway. Conway around the right side. Breaks a tackle. Shifts another one. And he'll get across the 30. Still going inside the 30-yard line.
I don't think he realized he was still going for just a second there as he shucked to those 2 defenders, looked at him, then realized, hey, I can still go, and to pick up an extra yard.
Hey, football fans have no age, as you've got the long-term care center in Milford watching Beaver High School football as well. So a big shout-out to all the gang at Milford Memorial Hospital.
Great to have them on.
Yeah, just got a picture of all the residents watching. So first down and 10, 9:21 left in the third. Snyder. Another quarterback run on the left side. Gain of 4. And you can feel this setting up for Snyder not to take the run and look for a receiver over the middle.
Yeah, but 4 carries on this drive. He had 23 yards at the half. Rushing yards is already up to 60 now for the game.
2nd down and 6. The ball is inside the 30 at the 26-yard line. Snyder stays in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right. Option, Snyder up the middle. He's got a big hole into the secondary. Safety makes the tackle inside the 10. 1st and goal, San Juan.
Yeah, great read again by Snyder. And he was able to go through a couple of arm tackles. And again, if you're Beaver, they're just not tackling as well as you expect them to be.
Snyder just with that one hesitation. Not a lot of subterfuge on that. He just went right up the middle. And the safety's making the tackle. So 1st and goal for San Juan. Ball's at the 9. Here's handoff up the middle, Conway, nothing doing. 2nd and goal.
Yeah, no gain on that one. Good job by the Beavers to make a pile there right at the line of scrimmage.
So Conway following blockers. Good job by Aiden Bradshaw and others on that right side of the line. Snyder back in the shotgun, 2nd and goal. Snyder will keep it himself, go across. He'll get hit down by the 6-yard line. Tate Gale and Jake Marshall on the tackle. 3rd and goal from the 5.
Yeah, Jake Marshall did a good job of making that play on the inside, coming out with Snyder to wrap him up and bring him down.
San Juan, this is the first possession of the third quarter. This drive started at the San Juan 8. Now it's 3rd down and goal at the 5. Snyder and Conway in the backfield. 2 receivers right, 1 left. And here's Snyder up the middle, and he won't get there. 4th and goal and decision time for Coach Christensen and the Broncos.
Looks like he's not considering it much of a decision. He immediately had a play call ready to go. 4th and goal from the 2.
It just sounded interesting. 4th down and goal from the 2. A huge down for both teams. Leading 27-14, San Juan rolls the dice. Snyder in the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. And heavy. Now a flag comes up, and that's a huge mistake.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's costing. Now it's really going to be a decision here of what Coach Christensen wants to do here. If he wants to go forward and try to kick one.
So Beavers make a few personnel changes. So the gun moves the ball out to the 7. So 3rd and goal from the 7. 4th and goal from the 7.
Offense stays on the field.
Yep. Snyder staying in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right. Snyder will throw the pass over the middle, and it will be touchdown.
Wow, Baker
clutch
with a great
pass.
catch.
Wow.
Another flag, though.
So a flag in the middle. That's usually...
And on the far side, too.
So this could be interesting. It looks like San Juan's backing up. This could be a big turn of events. Ineligible man downfield. So that's another 5-yard penalty, so another mistake. That wipes out a San Juan touchdown. And that was a great pass from Snyder to Baker. Tough pass to make, as he had to look off his primary target and find Baker back in the end zone. Here we go, 4th and goal. Snyder back to pass, in some trouble, rolling to his left, trying to find someone. The pass is up, and it's going to be batted down, and there's a flag on the play, but I think the Beavers take over on downs.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a hold, and that's what it is, and Beaver will decline it. You could see before on the ineligible player downfield, you saw the lineman in the end zone when Baker caught that pass, so it was clearly an ineligible man downfield on the previous play, and this time the Beaver defense stands up. It was a bend but not break, as you heard Coach Christensen talk about that with this Beaver defense, and that's exactly what they did on this drive.
And they bent all the way down to the 2-yard line. Then a couple mistakes by the San Juan Broncos, and the Beavers take over at the 12-yard line. So the San Juan Broncos go 90 yards to come up empty. Here's the Beavers with their first opportunity of the second half. Lead down 27-14. Fails back to pass, has Wheatley around the left side across the 15, and he'll go out of bounds. And a gain of about 5 or 6 on first down.
Yeah, just a quick pass out to Wheatley on that route coming out of the backfield for a 5 or 6 yard gain, and giving him a little more space as well with the end zone not so close to him.
Yeah, the passing game for the Beavers has been key in this championship matchup. And for senior Titan Fells, that's got to be a dream. Mostly running a running offense. Fun to be able to pass a little bit. Fells alone in the backfield. Does have some wing backs in the slot. 1 receiver right, 1 left. Fells will hand off to Wheatley around the right side. Following blockers trying to get the edge and can't do so. Great coverage by San Juan.
The speed of the San Juan defense is making it really hard for Bodie Wheatley to find some space, because he's not the power back. He's not the guy that's going to be able to run people over, and he's able to use his speed and the fact that he can slice through holes.
Right.
But San Juan's speed is just making that much more difficult for him than he's used to seeing.
3rd down and 5. Big down coming up. One of the interesting things about this Beaver team, the seniors on this team have played in 4 state championships. They've been in all of them. So they're experienced there. Down 27-14, 6 minutes left in the third. Beavers with the 3rd down and 5. Here's Fales, back to pass, has good coverage. Wide open receiver Matheson makes the catch. First down yardage across the 20 to the 26. And they'll move the chains.
Yeah, really nice job. Matheson just set down in that zone, able to come open. And Fells looking off the linebackers and the safety over the top, able to come back underneath and check down to Matheson for the first down.
Good adjustment by the senior quarterback. 5:46, the Beavers on the march. They have the ball at their own 26-yard line. Again, down 27-14. Blackburn will split out to the right. Bradshaw and Gale to the left. Gale in the wing. Bell stays in the shotgun. Bell's back to pass, looking over the middle. Under a little bit of pressure, and San Juan will get a hold of Titan Fells, sacked back to the 21.
And I don't know if we're able to see it on the replay. He had a man open on the drop back, hesitated just long enough to make it so that the defense was able to collapse that pocket. Great job by the San Juan defensive pass rush.
So you see Fells back to pass, tries to slip. And then 55 for the San Juan Broncos steps in and creates some pressure. 2nd down and long. 2nd and about 15 yards to go. Split to the right will be Wolf. Nope, that's Elisa. Fails under center this time. Fails, fakes the handoff, has it to Radden. The ball's loose on the ground again, and the Beavers go backwards. Radden picks it up, tries to run, and huge mistakes all over the place. Ball inside the 5.
Another fumble by the Beavers. That's their 5th fumble of the game. They've recovered 3 of them, but you lose 11 yards on one. You lose, almost 20 yards on this one, and that's costly.
Now, that one was knocked out by 79 for San Juan as he snuck in and got a hand on the handoff. So it wasn't just a mistake. It was a great play by a defender.
Now, minus 17 yards on that play.
So the Beavers have to get past the 36-yard line for a first down. They have the ball on the 4. So it's 2nd down and 32. Fels will operate out of the end zone. The Beavers likely trying to get some space. Snap goes back. Fels back to pass. Good protection. Has some time. He'll step out of the end zone. Stays beyond the line of scrimmage. Now we'll run. Across the 10, 15, makes a fake. Good open field tackle at the 16.
Yeah, just a really nice tackle. It was that Jersey Nieves that made that tackle after the 12-yard run, but that stopped it, Fels dead in his tracks.
So it does give the Beavers some space for a punt situation. 4th and long coming up. And there will be a timeout. They'll stop in the clock, trying to stop it. And we'll see what the...
4th and 20, back in the 16-yard line.
So we're not exactly sure what the stoppage is
see,
about. I didn't see a flag. It looks like there is one.
There is one back in the end zone, yep.
Oh, I see where it is. So there's a flag on the Beavers.
You would assume that San Juan would just decline it
and have a punt,
maybe they're going to want to try to
get a safety.
Get a safety,
improve.
yeah. So take them half the distance to the goal.
Wait for the official verdict from the officiating crew.
Or if the hold happened in the end zone, I guess, or maybe they're trying to decide where they would put the football.
Right.
And now San Juan's just saying, we'll decline it.
So they don't need to talk about it. They can say, we'll decline it and move on. It'd be an interesting one because the Beavers would have the ball inside it'd be at the 2-yard line.
Well, because holding is a spot penalty, right? So you match it back from where the spot happened. Have it happen in the end zone, where do you put it?
And they will move it back. Looks like they'll take this.
Dead ball. Personal foul number 76.
Oh, personal foul, dead ball, personal foul. So they don't need to decline it. They'll just move it back half the distance and it'll still be 4th down.
They said it was a dead ball call. And so now the Beavers will have the ball back. So it's just at the end of the run. So it goes half the distance to the goal. And the ball will be on the, let's see, about the 8-yard line. Wheatley in the end zone to punt.
And put some time back on the clock.
So let's review this real quick. 27-14, San Juan with the lead. Beaver with the ball, facing a 4th down and 20. Let's see. Ball's at the 8. They have to get to the 42. So 24, 34. Wheatley in the end zone. Snap is back. It's a good snap. Not a lot of pressure. Wheatley with the punt on the right side. Short punt. Good coverage by the Beaver punt team. Takes a Beaver roll out to the 47. All things considered, not a bad exit of that drive.
No, appreciate Rick Radio Robinson, also an official, letting us know that if there is the hold in the end zone, that would have just been a safety. But again, it was a personal foul, not to the hold. So that's the reason we had that half the distance after the end of the play.
Hey, thanks, Rick. We appreciate that. So San Juan, and every time San Juan has started inside Beaver territory, they have scored a touchdown. And they're now starting at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, which is where they started on their first drive of the game after the first fumble by Beaver.
And scored a TD in very short order. So 2 receivers right, 1 left. Snyder in the shotgun. Takes the snap, and he'll fake a handoff, and he'll continue to run himself on the left side. Good gain on 1st down. Call it 5.
Yeah, Snyder, he had 5 carries in the first half. He's already had 8 carries here in the second half, and he's nearing 100 yards rushing on the day.
And honestly, you can, like I said, the setup coming for the pass, but if they keep giving Parker Snyder 5 yards, they'll just continue to do that.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're going to see a pass out of that play. Snyder back to pass. He'll run, though, again. Same thing. Snyder picks up another 5 to 7 yards. There'll be a 1st down, tackled by Tate Gale.
Really good vision by Snyder to see where that hole was, because it looked like there wasn't much on that right side that he came through, but able to find the hole, got a good block, and picks up another 1st down.
San Juan double teaming Matheson, keeping him out of that hole to stop Snyder. 1st and 10. Ball's now at the 35. Snyder back to pass, quick over to Colin Baker. Picks up a nice block from Jersey Nieves, and a tackle by the safety across the 35.
And we're starting to see that precision again out of this San Juan offense that we saw in the first quarter.
San Juan moving the ball, nearing the red zone at the 23. 2:43 left in this 3rd quarter. Again, 27 for the Broncos, 14 for the Beavers. And Snyder with 2 receivers right, 1 left. Here's a quick pass again to Baker. Same play, and Baker goes forward across the 15-yard line, gain of 9.
Yeah, exact same play, getting it down to the 14-yard line. Nieves got another good block, and Baker on the near sideline able to pick up those 9 yards.
Yeah, San Juan going back to the bread and butter. We kind of talked about it at halftime. They've gone back to the bread and butter, the short passes, just pick away at things. Beaver defense bending. We'll see if San Juan can punch it in, leading by 2 scores. Snyder in the shotgun. He'll hand off to Conway up the middle. Conway jumps ahead, driven back by the Beavers, but it is good enough for a first down at the 11.
Yeah, nice run by Conway. They did a good job. The offensive line did get a push downfield. There wasn't really a hole to run through, but they got enough of a push to give him some room to run and pick up the first down.
So 1st and 10, they can get a first down at the 1. Leading 27-14, minute 56 left in the 3rd. Here's Snyder in the shotgun. Conway with him, 2 receivers right, 1 left. And here's Snyder as he'll roll around the right side. Not much there this time, gain of 2.
Yeah, so it's interesting. We were talking to some of the Beaver coaches beforehand, and they felt like they had a game plan dialed up so that when they ran this option with Snyder, that they were going to hit Snyder. And really, they haven't done that. They've sold out on the handoff to Conway almost every time, and so Snyder's had that ability to run.
2nd down and 8. Clock continues to run at minute 26 on the Beaver Valley Hospital scoreboard. Snyder back to pass. He'll again fake, run to the left side. And inside the 5 at the 4, Parker Snyder.
I have that putting him at 103 yards, and I have Conway at 101, both with 16 carries.
San Juan Broncos using the ground game against the Beavers.
One of the things you saw there, he went to that left side, and the Beaver defenders over there read it fine, but they didn't come up to make a play. They waited until he got to them before they tried to hit him.
Snyder back to pass, right side, Conway, touchdown. Great play by the San Juan Broncos as they did a little bit of deception. Conway goes out as he releases from the block on the right side and scores the touchdown.
A really nice play for San Juan as they add to their lead, and that was big with just 12 minutes and 48 seconds left in the game against a team like Beaver that wants to control the clock and the ground game. That's a big touchdown.
It really is. Conway with his, is that his 2nd touchdown? 2nd, I believe. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong on that. 33-14, PAT coming. Looks like they're going to go for 2, leading by 19. Split back, Snyder between them. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Snyder takes the snap. He'll design run in. 2-point conversion easy for Parker Snyder.
That's big, putting him up by 3 full scores, 35-14. Again, 48 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Big play there. Big score on that drive by San Juan.
Yeah, believe it or not, first TD of the 2nd half as we had them all in the 1st half. 35-14. We'll be back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and V6 Media.
Jones and DeMille Engineering is more than a civil engineering firm. They're shaping new opportunities for work and play, shaping the landscape in the rural Intermountain West, and shaping the communities that they're proud to be a part of. Their offices in Richfield, Manti, Price, St. George, Monticello, Springville, Roosevelt, and Tooele provide civil and structural engineering, construction management, surveys and GIS mapping, and material testing. Jones and DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10, V6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Big drive by the San Juan Broncos, covered 47 yards in just under 3 minutes of play. And, as continuing the trend, San Juan starts inside Beaver territory and makes the Beavers pay.
Yeah, San Juan, again, they went back to what you call it the bread and butter, precision offense on that drive.
Here's the kickoff by the Broncos. Short kickoff, going to go off out of bounds. And so the Beavers will start on the 35-yard line, keeping it away from Bodie Wheatley. I'm not sure that was intentional, but it did keep it away from the return guy.
Yes, it does.
48 seconds left in the 3rd. It's going to be a big drive. The Beavers, every drive now becomes critical. There's just no room for error, and Beavers likely will have to capitalize on some mistakes by San Juan to be in this game down 3 touchdowns.
A lot of possessions in the 1st half, and this is just Beavers' 2nd possession of the 2nd half, and it comes nearly halfway through it.
The clock definitely not the friends for the Beavers. Fails under shotgun at the 35, 1st and 10. Fails rolls to his right, back to pass. Has a receiver, that's Bradshaw. Bradshaw makes a guy miss. First down yardage for Bradshaw across the 45-yard line.
Yeah, just took the underneath route with Aiden Bradshaw and picked up a first down.
Yeah, Bradshaw does a good job of of making the first man miss out in space. Bradshaw catches it at about the 38, crosses the 40 out to the 45, 47-yard line. 46. First down and 10. Clock stopped at 39 seconds. Fails under center. San Juan, everybody in the box anticipating a run. And it's going to be a run up the middle. Didn't stop it. There's Bradshaw as he lumbers forward. Near first down yardage again for Aiden Bradshaw.
Yeah, really nice run by Bradshaw. Got some good blocking on the left side of the line that time and able to pick up a good 9 yards, just over 9 yards.
Bradshaw take a well-earned break as he's had both big plays. 21 seconds, 20 and counting in this third quarter. 35 for the Broncos, 14 for the Beavers. Split out to the left will be Wolf. Gale in the backfield with Fales. Fales fakes a handoff, back to pass, has a receiver on the right side. That is Gage Radden. Radden across the 40 to the 36-yard line. It'll be another first down.
Another well-designed play, getting Radden open on that far side. Titan Fales delivered a strike to pick up another first down as they march down the field, and they've got to do this. They have to be quick.
And already this ball starts at the 35, already at the 36 of San Juan. Still 3 seconds left, likely the last play of this third quarter. Here's Fales under center. One receiver to the left. There's an option on the right side. Fales wisely keeps it. He's only going to gain a yard, but I think that was the right move.
Yeah, I agree as the third quarter comes to an end on that play.
All right, we'll take a break and be back with fourth quarter action from St. George, Utah. It's the 2A championship, San Juan 35, Beaver 14 when we come back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and V6 Media.
Having a strong support team that you can trust can make or break an individual outcome. Just like on a sports team, our healthcare team at the Delta and Fillmore Community Hospitals are dedicated to provide quality care close to home on an individual basis. From our physicians to our nursing staff, along with our technicians and many other healthcare professionals, our team is ready to provide the best quality care for our friends, neighbors, and local athletes in Millard County. Intermountain Delta Community and Fillmore Community Hospitals, providing a strong, dedicated team for you.
Zions Bank proudly supports our local communities and schools. We've been providing families and businesses with banking tools and stellar service for nearly 150 years. For helping you achieve your financial goals, Zions Bank is for you.
The living room. It's a great place to watch TV. Just like your backyard, break time at the office, or while on the go. Now you can watch TV everywhere. Call or visit Centricom.com to learn more.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action. First play of the fourth quarter. Fails back to pass. Has a receiver open in the middle and off the fingertips of Gage Radden. That was a very well thrown ball by Titan Fales.
That's the third time we've seen Radden come open on that exact same play. The first two times Fales overthrew him. This time it was on target, and Radden just couldn't quite haul it in.
You can see this. What a beautiful play, and Radden just outside the fingertips. Good coverage by San Juan's. I think it was Jersey Nieves on that one. So now a fourth down coming up for the Beavers. Third down, right?
Yeah, 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8. Split out to the right is Blackburn. Fails in the shotgun. Wheatley with him. Fails rolling right, has good coverage, has the pass away and complete to Matheson. Short of a first down, it'll be 4th and short.
Yeah, but very much a 4-down territory. Nieves tried to come make a tackle right there, and we've seen how good Jersey Nieves is, but when you hit Matheson, it's not a guarantee you're going to win that battle.
It's kind of what we've seen with Conway and Matheson. There isn't a whole lot of pinballing with those two. So huge play for the Beavers, 4th down and 2. Of course, for the Broncos as well defensively. As with 11:48 left, leading 35-14, San Juan needs a stop as well. Split out to the right is Wolf. Gale and Wheatley in the backfield. Fails. Looks like everybody in the box for San Juan. So they'll wait. Now the handoff. Nope. And the pass play will not get off. It'll be false start against the Beavers.
The coach's staff for San Juan was screaming that the play clock was out, pointing to the play clock, and none of the officials recognizing that, but they ended up being the false start anyway.
So tough break for the Beavers. Now back 4th down and 7. The Beavers have to get across about the 25-yard line for a first down. So definitely 4-down territory. 4th and 7, not as advantageous as 4th and 2. Two receivers to the left are Elisa and Bradshaw. That's Bentley Bradshaw. Fails into shotgun. 4th and 7. Fails back to pass. Here comes the pressure by Conway. Conway will get a hold of Fails and a sack at the 45. San Juan takes over.
Yeah, went through 2 linemen for Beaver, and they just he just made better play. Great play by Conway. He's setting himself up as one of the MVPs of this game, that's for sure.
Yeah, Conway with a great play, and again, yeah, you're right. He beat 2 blocks, and for the sack, San Juan with the ball on their own 42, and their destiny in their hands, already leading by 3 scores. And a touchdown on this one would make a comeback nearly impossible.
Yeah. Even a 5-minute drive without points would do the same.
So an opportunity to seal this one for the San Juan Broncos with 11:40 left in the 4th. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Snyder in the shotgun. Snyder fakes, and he'll run it himself and get hit. Gain of about 2. A little better coverage by the Beavers on that one.
Looks like Jake Marshall made the final hit to bring him down after a short gain.
Clock running, 11:27 left in the 4th. Again, San Juan 35, Beaver 14 to a championship game. Ball at the 44. 2 receivers, Baker and Young, out to the left. Conway in the backfield with Snyder, using all of the clock. Play clock down to 13 now. There's a handoff to Conway on the right side. Conway following blockers, does a great job of picking up about 5 or 6 yards. Really nice running by Zach Conway.
Yeah, you love it when you see running back just put his hand on the back of his lead blocker there and allow him to do his job and then cut up when you have the chance, and that's what Conway did for a nice gain of 6 yards.
Yeah, Conway just follows a beautiful block by 53 for the Broncos. It'll be 3rd down and 2. Ball right at midfield. Nose of the ball seen on the line. 2 receivers right. And they've been putting a tight end a little bit closer in. So 3 receivers to the left. Here's Snyder in the shotgun. Snyder will do a designed run. 1st down yardage and more across the 45-40. He breaks through 30, 25, 20. And Snyder inside the 15-yard line on a beautiful quarterback run. That's what we've seen all this second half. It's Parker Snyder off the tackle.
Yeah, 38-yard run. He's over 140 yards on the ground on the game as Parker Snyder. Cutler Matheson came into the backfield ready to on the blitz there to come up and make a play, but with Snyder taking off on the run, Matheson was expecting him to continue to drop, and Snyder, as a result, had a big hole on that side.
Great game plan in the second half. Parker Snyder with lots of rushing yards, and now he's got a 1st and 10, ball at the 12. He's in the shotgun. He'll hand off to Conway up the middle. Conway picking his way through, and will continue moving inside the 10 at about the 7. It'll be 2nd and short, 2nd and 5.
Another good, just a solid run. 5-yard pickup. You'll take that all day, especially if you're okay to run off a bunch of time.
Yeah. 9:38 left in the game. Clock running. 35-14. San Juan trying to put the exclamation mark on this 4th quarter. 20 seconds left on the play clock. San Juan takes it from the sideline. Baker and Nieves to the right, and on the left will be Young. Split out. Snyder in the shotgun. Takes a snap. He'll hand off to Conway around the right side. Trying to find some space. Dives forward, and not a lot. It'll be 3rd and short. 3rd and 1.
Well, he ended up getting further than I thought he did as they give him the spot at the 3-yard line. So a 4-yard pickup again there from Conway.
Tate Gale with the tackle on that right side. Helped out by Jake Marshall as well. So 3rd and 1. Definitely 4-down territory for the Broncos. Ball at the 3. 2 receivers to the left. And they've been using Trace Bennett as a lead blocker from the wing in the slot position there. Conway with Snyder. Snyder will hand off to Conway up the middle. He'll push forward, and not enough for the touchdown, but we'll have 1st and goal at the 1.
Yeah, only needed to get a yard, got 2 down to the 1-yard line, move the chains, and 1st and goal with Conway as your back, and this offensive line doing what it's doing. That's not 1st and goal from the 1's nothing.
It is, and you talked about this. 11:40 left in the 4th quarter is when Beaver turned the ball over on downs, and now we're already under 8 minutes. And so you talked about the fact that, even if without a score, the time becomes a problem. Well, they might get both.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Trying to figure out who's going to be on the field are the Broncos.
Doan will come in and split out to the left. Snyder stays in the shotgun. 1st and goal from the 1. Snyder will cut up, and another touchdown for Parker Snyder.
Third touchdown run of the game for Parker Snyder. He's got 144 rushing yards on 19 carries, in addition to his 156 passing yards, which is 300 yards of offense today for the quarterback.
Wow, what a display by Parker Snyder. Doing it with the legs in the championship game. So coming in the game will be number 11 for San Juan. With the hold will be Snyder. Snap is back, the kick is up, and that might be blocked. Hits the upright and bounces back. No good. And you don't see that very often.
Nope, partially got blocked, hit the crossbar, and came back into the end zone.
So 41-14 when we come back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live.
The weather is turning colder, which means cold and flu season isn't far behind. So stop by Service Drug today and receive your flu shot. They have vaccines available for all ages, and most insurances pay 100% of the cost. They also offer vaccines for other diseases, including COVID, shingles, and pneumonia. Receive your injection in a private professional environment administered by licensed professionals. Vaccinations are available every day, anytime during normal business hours. Service Drug in Delta and Fillmore, dedicated to your good health and good value.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10, B6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Back here at Greater Zion Stadium on the campus of Utah Tech University in the 2A state championship football game. It's all San Juan with under 8 minutes to go in this state title game. They have the big lead on the Beaver Valley Hospital scoreboard, 41-14 over the Beavers, and San Juan getting ready to kick this one off to Beaver. Kick will go down towards Bentley Bradshaw, the 6-yard line. He'll bring it out across the 10 to the 15, looking for some room at the 20-yard line, and he'll be wrapped up and brought down there. Great job defensively on the tackle there by the San Juan Broncos. J.D. Palmer with a nice tackle after the about 15, 17-yard return by Bentley Bradshaw, and Beaver will take over on their own 22-yard line with 7:47 to go in the game.
San Juan Broncos with a dagger drive, that last one, as they started with the ball on their own 42 and went 58 yards. And ran about 4 minutes off the clock, not quite. Beavers 1st and 10. Fales under center. Split out to the right is Blackburn. Fales with a quick pitch out to Wheatley. Wheatley trying to get some space. Does spin out of a tackle, but is it Jersey Nieves?
Jersey, yeah.
Yeah, he's had a heck of a game.
Yeah. You know, he hasn't been the target that we saw of him this year a lot, or even last year as a receiver. But defensively, he is playing really good football today.
Yeah, the senior brings his best on Championship Friday. San Juan leading 41-14, 7:22 on the Beaver Valley Hospital scoreboard. Here's Fales under center. 2nd and 9. Fales back to pass, rolling to his left. Has an open receiver, and that one's going to be Matheson as he makes the grab and outside the 40-yard line. Beautiful catch. Well, he made it harder than it had to be, but it was a fun one to watch. Check this out.
He had to bobble that 3 times before finally hauling it in.
Fales with a nice strike to Matheson. Matheson tips up and catches for the first down. Eagles landing high country chevron 1st down. Fales again under center. Fales back to pass, looking over the middle. He'll roll to his right, has a lot of space, takes his time, and he'll throw it out of bounds. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, you know, you've only have 2 receivers out down the field in Radden and Wolf, and San Juan had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in pass coverage. It's going to be pretty hard to find someone open. Good decision to just throw that one away.
So 2nd down and 10. Fales probably could have hit the sideline and gained a couple yards, but you can't afford to do that right now. You got to get the ball down the field. Yeah. 2nd down and 10 for Fales. Ball at the 38. Fales back to pass. Here comes the screen pass. Going to be over to Wheatley. Wheatley crosses 35-40. Picks up a block from Bradshaw, and he'll get the 50. He's punished backwards right at midfield.
Well, picks up the 1st down out to the 50-yard line on a well-designed play for Bodie Wheatley.
So with the tackle, I think, was Parker Snyder for the San Juan Broncos out of the safety position. So a 1st down at midfield. 6:37 left. Just a reminder, coming up, you've got Juab and Morgan. You can watch that one as well. Fales under center, right at midfield, 1st and 10. Fales will hand off to Bradshaw, not anything there. No gain on first down.
Yeah, just nowhere to go. San Juan has just done a really good job of taking that away. And it's tough defensively to take away both the pass and the run. And they've taken away the run really all game long. But Fels has thrown for over 230 yards in this game. But you would think that it would start to open up the run game. But it has at times, but not for a consistent amount of time.
Now, the down 3 for San Juan has been very good on the run. 2nd down and 10. Fels back to pass. Fakes and goes down. Rolls to his right, and we'll have a receiver. That's Gage Radden. I thought Fels went down, and he kept his feet. Completed a pass.
Yeah, you saw one of his linemen go down.
I did.
And it looked like he was going to go down right there, too. Good job of Fels doing his best David Copperfield impersonation.
Snuck out of there on me and completed it to Gage Radden, and it will be ball's at the 39, just a short 3rd down and 1. Fels in the shotgun. Goes to his left. Has a pass away. Open receiver. Tate Gale across that 25.
Yeah, good job by Fels. He recognized early that Gale was going to come open. Gale hadn't even turned around when the ball was in the air, and able to locate it and make the catch for the first down.
I've been impressed with Fels' distribution of the ball. He's definitely not favoring a receiver. He has completed passes all over the place to multiple receivers.
Yes, he has.
5:02 left in the game. The Beavers 14 down a long ways to San Juan, who's got 41 on the board. Split out to the right will be Elisa. Fels stays in the shotgun. Fels rolls to his right again. Lots of coverage. Drop back. Fels will step up. He'll scramble. Put on a play across the 15, down to the 10, and then driven down, but a first down on the legs of Titan Fels.
Yeah, good decision. Getting inside the 15-yard line, picking up another first down. Able to make a couple of guys miss in the process.
Clock running at 4:36 left in the game. 1st and 10, ball at the 12. Beavers playing for a little bit of pride right now with 4:31 left in the game, down 27 to the San Juan Broncos. Fels back under center. Fels fakes a handoff, going to be cut out, intended for Radden, incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, they've had some success on that play a couple of times in this game, but this time really good coverage made it harder for Fels to be able to find that spot to pass it into.
So Radden looks like shaking up on the play. It just looks like the wind knocked out. So we 2nd down and 10. Clock stopped with 4:19 left in the game. Split out to the right would be Blackburn. Bradshaw behind Fels under center. Fels back to pass under some heavy pressure, slips one, crosses the 5, looking for the end zone, cuts up across the 5, but not enough. It'll be 3rd and short coming up, ball to 4.
Yeah, he looked like he was going to go outside, and I felt like that would have, I think he needed to stay on that trajectory instead of cutting back upfield. He saw that linebacker would have had an angle on him, but he still might have been able to pick up some more yards even under the bounds, but he cuts back upfield, still gets a nice gain.
Yeah. Jake Ivins had a beat on him.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think on that left side, I think he gains that extra couple yards. So the Beavers with a 3rd down and 3. Fels under center. He'll hand off to Gale. Gale across, nears first down yardage at the 2.
Looks like that will be enough.
Yep, first down. So 1st and goal for the Beavers. 3:32 left in the game. Tate Gale with the first down. High Country Chevron Eagles Landing first down. Wolf will split out to the right for the Beavers. Clock continues to run at 3:26. Gale's back under center. Fels will hand off, and across will go Tate Gale with another touchdown, his 3rd of the day.
Yeah. 1 receiving, 2 rushing touchdowns for Tate Gale for the touchdown for the Beavers. Makes it now a 3-score game with 3:15 left.
So that'll bring on Santiago Mesqua with Luke Robinson, the holder. Just a reminder, we'll have a Timberline sub of the game coming up at the end of this one, likely a player of the game. Luke Robinson with the hold. Snap by Bentley Bradshaw. Snap is back. The kick is up. Looks good and is good. So 41-21 when we come back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live.
I'm Dr. Winters, a general dentist in Richfield. I invite you to take advantage of our 20 years of experience when it's time to get your wisdom teeth out.
We offer IV sedation so you can sleep through the procedure. We are right here in Richfield, so we are close by for all your pre- and post-operative needs. We strive to make the process comfortable, easy, and affordable. Visit wintersdental.com/wisdomteeth or call or text 435-896-6444.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10, B6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back. Scott Langford, Robert Lovell, Barrett Hilton, the gang here from the Greater Zion Stadium on the campus of Utah Tech University. And it's 41-21. San Juan looks to take their 8th championship in school history as they have this one in hand. And the Beavers will kick off. They did have a 78-yard drive for just over 4 minutes. An impressive drive by the Beavers.
Yeah, very nice drive by Beaver, Beaver to cap that off with that 2-yard touchdown run by Tate Gale.
So Mesqua, and you can see San Juan up with a onside kick in mind. I can't imagine not doing an onside kick. Here's a Mesqua. He'll approach and do a pooch kick. Comes off, will be downed by Garrett Young.
Everybody stopped.
Uh-huh.
There's a flag on the far side.
So it's going to be an offside.
Yep.
Yep, offsides on the Beavers. I didn't see it, so it will be. So they'll redo that one. You think about the hands team for San Juan. It's like a veritable receivers checklist.
That's right.
Might be the best hands team in the state.
If you're Beaver, you're okay that you got this. I don't think they wanted the Mesqua to kick it that hard. I don't think they were expecting it to go 20 yards downfield before it got picked up.
So 3:13, and Mesqua will approach again. Looks like there'll be an onside kick to the right side. Here he approaches the ball. Ball's going to take a bounce and bounce off, but a nice recovery by San Juan. And that one could have been dangerous because they took that first player, took it, and that's where it often will bounce off the player with the kick.
Have a good job by Owen Adams, a sophomore wide receiver, covering that one up. And San Juan takes over on the Beaver 45-yard line.
So Beaver has scored, San Juan has scored every time they've been in Beaver territory. They lead 41-21, 3:12 left in the contest.
Which is a lot of times, by the way.
Yeah.
If you're just joining us. A lot of times. I think, is it 5 times they started in Beaver territory?
I believe so. Yep, 5 times. 5 touchdowns, 5 times. That's 35 points out of the 41. Snyder in the shotgun. He'll hand off to Conway. Conway picks his way forward. They're trying to strip the ball. You can see the Beavers not necessarily poor tackling, just trying to get more of the strip of the ball, but Conway holds on.
7-yard run for Conway on the initial run of this drive.
Really impressive. The offensive line for San Juan deserves a lot of credit for what they've allowed Snyder to do, and the quarterback runs in the second half have been blocked phenomenally well. Second down and short. San Juan using the time. 2:35 and counting left in this contest. San Juan will win its 8th school championship. They have the ball to finish this out. Snyder stays in the shotgun. Snap comes back. Snyder will hand off to Conway again up the middle. Not a lot there. He'll get drawn back. But he does get near first down yardage at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, 2 more yards for Conway. He's got 22 carries for 126 yards on the day. 270 yards rushing in this game for San Juan.
I talked to Zach Conway before the game, and I said, how do you see this one? And he smiled and said, oh, we'll win. He was right. So 3rd down and 1. San Juan will let the play clock run down. 15 seconds left on the play clock.
See a handful of Juab and Morgan players out on the track, getting ready for their 3A state championship game coming up next. We'll have Tanner Wilkinson and Cam Wright on the call for you on that game.
And San Juan will take a timeout. We'll take our final timeout as well. 1:36 left. It's San Juan 41, Beaver 21 in the 2A state championship here on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centracom and V6 Media.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10, B6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back, Scott Linkford, Robert Lovell. 1:36 left. 3rd and 1 for San Juan. They have this one in hand. Snyder will stay in the familiar spot in the shotgun. Conway with him at the 40. Here's Snyder. He'll fake and drive up. First down yardage, and that will do it for the San Juan Broncos. Should be able to kneel on the, take a knee, and should be the end.
Yeah, needed one, got 5. Did Snyder on his 20th carry of the game. 149 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns rushing for Parker Snyder.
And how fitting is that? That quarterback counter, the quarterback draw has been just deadly in the second half. Really the difference in the second half, Beavers unable to stop that play the whole game.
Yeah. I'm 5 of 6 passing in the second half, so he just played really well in this game, especially here in half number 2.
Down to 1:05 left in the game. Snyder back, and he will take the knee. So down to 59 seconds. Look, he'll do that one more time. And so San Juan will be your 2022 state champion in football. And so it's 2-time defending state champs. Yep. They've earned it, and they've had a great season. Big wins against Canyon View, and they beat Layton Christian. And they've also beat Beaver in the season, and now will take their championship. Undefeated now is this the 21st game, I think?
25th.
25th game in a row.
Yeah, 25-game winning streak for San Juan.
And here's the frightening thing about the San Juan Broncos. They're young. Beaver's young, San Juan's young. You could totally see this happening a third time.
Yeah, you could, and there it is. That's the final knee.
So the final knee is taken by Parker Snyder, and that'll do it. The San Juan Broncos will defeat the Beavers 41-21. And Robert, really, the Beavers unable to overcome that first part. It took them out of their game. I thought the defensive game plan by the Broncos was exceptional against the Beavers.
Yeah, they did a really good job. They did San Juan. Defensively, offensively, they were really on point. They had a little bit in the second quarter there where they got out of their rhythm and out of what they are so good at offensively, and that allowed Beaver to try to make a little bit of a comeback there, but then they settled back in, got back to their bread and butter, precision offense, and they looked really good for really 3 out of the 4 quarters. Yeah, they dominated.
They really did. They just looked fantastic doing it, and you can see on the screen the San Juan Broncos and the Beavers will exchange. I'm not sure if they'll do handshakes or not. I believe they will. And here they go. So the San Juan Broncos, your 2-time defending state champions in the 2A classification, and both times against the Beaver High School Beavers. So I'll let you watch for just a second as they exchange handshakes. And Coach Barkley Christensen, the team. I remember in the 2A preview when they did the remote in, and they were kind of a little bit arrogant, saying, I think people are overlooking us. They think everybody graduated. Well, we don't think they did. I don't know if you remember them saying that.
Yep.
And they proved that to be true with an undefeated season. We'll take another break. It's time for our Sunrise Engineering post-game, serving communities like yours all over the Western United States. Sunrise Engineering. So check them out at sunrise-eng.com. We'll be back for the trophy presentations after this on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live.
Aaron Shepard with Shepard's Carpets and Flooring. We are a small family-owned business and take great pride in our work with every customer through our doors. Shepard's has been around for over 30 years. We offer everything from carpet, luxury vinyl, as well as sheet vinyl, hardwood, and laminate. Shepard's provides estimate, installation, and carpet binding. Make Shepard's your total flooring source. Come in and see us at 410 North Main in Richfield, Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call us at 435-865-2025. That's 865-2025.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10, B6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back. It's time for the Sunrise Engineering post game, serving communities like yours all over the western United States. That's Sunrise Engineering, and you can take a look at Sunrise Engineering on the web at sunrise-eng.com. The San Juan Broncos beat the Beaver Beavers 41-21, and it was interesting. Coach Christensen talked before the game. He said, we just want it to be 8. You know, he said we wanted it to be more than 13 last year. Well, they got their wish at 20.
That's right.
So they were able to take the win.
The formula worked either way. You win by 8 in the regular season. You win the state championship over them in the final game of the season. And again, a great season for Beaver. They start
Absolutely.
the year 0-3 and come right back to finishing as the number 4 seed in the RPI. Knock off the number 1 team last week and fall short against a very good San Juan team. And again, congratulations to San Juan on their 8th state championship, 25th straight win.
All right, we're going to try to tune in for some audio and see if you can hear the trophy presentations.
Making the presentation of the trophy to the second place team, Beaver High School Beavers, is the principal of Beaver High School, Grady Fales, and a member of the executive committee. Congratulations, Beaver High, for a great season. Second place.
All the Beaver seniors walk up and meet their principal, Brady Fels, who will give the 2A trophy. Kind of poignant for him too, as his son is the quarterback, so he gets to give the trophy to his son and teammates he's watched his entire life. So, second place, Beaver High School Beavers.
San Juan Broncos get their trophy now for the state championship.
And you can see all together as they receive the trophy. There's your first place San Juan Broncos. Now you can see the trophy a little bit. San Juan expected that. Now they have 2 in their trophy case in the last 2 years. So San Juan completes the back-to-back, and you can see bringing it across and will show it to their fans. Colin Baker will step up on the seat and show the fans, give appreciation to the folks from San Juan. That is a long drive from San Juan, and they've got a great crowd here. And shout out to
good crowd.
Shout out to all my friends from Blanding. Congratulations to the San Juan Broncos, your 2A state champions. So while we watch this action, Robert, let's talk about the State Farm Insurance stat check to finish the game.
Yeah, stat check. Appreciate Brad James providing the stats for us once again. Total yards in this game for Beaver, 300 yards.
Yeah.
For San Juan, 413. And then a difference in passing and rushing for Beaver, just 44 rushing yards today. 256 passing yards for San Juan, 255 rushing yards, and 158 passing yards today.
It's just kind of an odd situation that the Beavers outpassed the Broncos and the Broncos outrun the Beavers. So impressive on both sides.
Some of those leading individuals in this one. First off for the Broncos, Barker Schneider, 23 carries, 128 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns today. Zach Conway, 19 carries for 103 yards and a touchdown as well for the Broncos. Snyder passing, 16 of 23 passing for 2 touchdowns, 158 yards. He did throw 2 interceptions as well. Colin Baker, that leading receiver, 6 catches for 67 yards in the score. Anthony Doan had 3 catches for 58 yards. Then Zach Conway had 3 catches for 10 yards and a touchdown for the Broncos. For Beaver, they were led on the ground by Aiden Bradshaw, 3 carries for 28 yards. Titan Fells had 9 for 25 yards in the game. Tate Gale had 6 carries for 23 yards and 2 touchdowns. Then Titan Fells passing 21 of 32 for 256 yards and a touchdown in the game today. That touchdown pass also went to Tate Gale for his 3rd touchdown of the day. 2 catches for 33 yards. Gage Radden led the way receiving with 5 catches for 73 yards. Cutler Matheson had 5 catches as well for 57 yards in this game for the Beavers.
Yeah, as you think about the San Juan Broncos stat sheet, a lot of those players come back next year. The quarterback's back, Conway's back, so those 2 are juniors. And so they're going to be very, very good next year as well. They do lose some great players in Nieves, and also they're going to lose Garrett Young and a couple others. Colin Baker.
Yep.
And pretty impressive. And they did all of this without Magnum Nielsen, who was injured before the season, and he was a real stalwart last year on the championship
leading tackler
team.
last year.
Leading tackler.
Great
so
player.
Yeah, so all of this, and I'm sure he's part of it down there on the crutches. So anyway, congratulations to San Juan Broncos, and for the Beavers, a young team as well. They do lose their quarterback. Some of their key players have a really good core coming back as well.
Yes, they do. Both teams do expect to be back and battling it again to be contenders for the state championship again next year. Now, what classification they're in, that remains to be seen, I guess.
That one will be interesting, because we'll see the first draft coming up here.
Usually this next week.
Next week.
So I would expect.
So you can see the redraft of the first proposed redistricting of the classifications, and that one could be interesting. We'll see how it goes. And I'd personally love to see this matchup again next year. That'd be a lot of fun. So good times. So the San Juan Broncos 41-21. Let's take a look at our Timberline sub of the game.
Yeah, a lot of guys, obviously, that you can look at here in this one. Several guys stepped up and played well. Tate Yell with 3 touchdowns. Cutler Matheson had another big game for him. We saw Jake Marshall on defense, but really felt like Titan Fells played a really good game for Beaver, throwing for over 250 yards. The touchdown to Tate Yell. Titan Fells played well today.
I think he did as well. So that's the Timberline Restaurant player of the game rather than the sub of the game, and it goes to the senior. Like I said, honorable mentions all over the place. Jake Marshall has been, a terror. Aiden Bradshaw, always good.
Yeah.
Aiden Bradshaw is one of my favorite stories. Started at middle linebacker, was needed at defensive end, made the switch, sacrificed maybe some stats, but had a phenomenal season and led the Beavers in rushing as well. So two-way player for Aiden Bradshaw also. And so many more great linemen. There's a lot of players that the Beavers are going to say goodbye to this afternoon that they will miss next year.
Yes, they will. And again, they had a great season. Started 0-3 to begin the year, come right back and make it to that state championship game and lose to a very good San Juan team. But a great season again for both these schools.
Okay, it's a final. The San Juan Broncos, your 2A two-time defending champs, and they'll start next year going for number 3. So they've got 2 under their belt. They defeat the Beaver Beavers 41-21. Big thanks to all those who make this possible, especially our sponsors, and our post-game was Sunrise Engineering, so we appreciate them. For Robert Lovell, I'm Scott Langford. For Barrett Hilton and the gang who brings you this broadcast, we bid you a good afternoon. 3A football championship coming up.